franchise AJ. I'll be shocked if they don't.
Right?
So you're going to pay AJ 15, you don't know what you're getting?
Well, if he's healthy, you know what you're getting.
You don't know what you get for a minute.
That's the if.
I'm telling you what's what now. AJ been on the field for a minute. AJ's a straight dog.
Yeah, straight up. I ain't even played against him, but I watched him.
You really think there's a question of whether Miami loves Tua? Then why did they trade everybody away? Why did they let Laramie Tunsil go and Stills go and Minka Fitzpatrick go and Kenyon Drake go and get all of this draft capital? It's for somebody, some reason, if not this year, then next, Daniel.
That's
right?
the whole thing. And when I talked to Chris Greer, and he said they did all their homework on this year's quarterbacks and next year's quarterbacks. I don't get this. I didn't get the sense that they were going to go push all the way in right now because they have such a long rebuild ahead of them. So we've seen that before where they waited the next year and see if you may end up with Lawrence from Clemson or whoever else you want. I'm just saying it's not. And the medical thing is a wild card. So we can't say with any certainty that they are locked in on him.
And it's no certainty that Trevor Lawrence is going to be gettable. Whoever's number one overall,
absolutely.
Whoever's number one overall next year will.
He's going to be what?
Gettable.
Oh, I thought you said
remember now, offhand goes up 3 good counts. You left Laura.
My
What did it
gosh.
sound like?
What did it sound like to you?
I'll tell you later.
There's no guarantee that he's gettable.
There you go.
Thank you. You know what I mean? So, because whoever's number one overall is most likely going to require a quarterback.
Or you might have one that's good enough where you would get rid of the one that you currently have.
Isn't it funny that some of these teams are always in this situation?
I know.
Are the same teams, same situation.
And then you see some that like the 2004 group where you had Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, and Phillip Rivers for 16, 17 years of stability.
Right. But every time they got close, they let all Phillip Rivers guys get away.
4-5-3.
Time.
All right, last 40 of the 2020 Scouting Combine.
Teddy Monaco down there doing the announcements for the Rams has been announcing these DB names for a long time down here. There's Teddy.
He announced like he looks forward to this too.
He does.
Like he's in there. He's locked in.
I would say he sneaky likes it, but there's nothing sneaky about it. I think it's very out there.
What if he did it like an NBA arena announcer?
Antoine Winfield.
And now,
from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Do you think the scouts would handle that or what? Competition committee?
You're going to stay low.
All right, nice. Final 40 by a player. There's still one more to show you later on.
That is true, the big one.
An all Clemson simulcam presented by Old Spice, taking us to break. Tanner Muse from this year, Deshaun Watson from 2017, and DeAndre Hopkins from 7 years ago, and it's Tanner Muse by a mile. How about that? Back with on-field drills. The last on-field drills of the Combine in a moment.
I want to use my platform to speak out for people who can't speak out for themselves. Whether it was criminal justice reform, education disparity, police community engagement, it's like, let me do my part. It started with this bill to restore voting rights.
Players from the Saints helped that law get passed because they got involved.
When an athlete steps up, people listen.
It's the power of collaboration. That's how we create change.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
If I built a van, it would carry my entire business.
I'd make it available in dozens. Make up thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger with active brake assist.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Mercedes-Benz, vans born to run.
I really wanted to see how I could help the inequality in our education system. The name of this book is David Goes to School.
One of the first things he did was send our kids to a writing workshop. He actually went there with them, and that makes a big difference.
I'm proud of what he's doing in the community that he loves. It's extreme pride to represent where you're from and make people proud.
On October 18th, 2015, my cousin Corey was killed by a plainclothes police officer. There's just some things that are bigger than football. And I felt like starting a Players Coalition and affecting change in this country was one of those things. We focused on police community relations, education and economic advancement, and criminal justice reform. The best way to inspire change is to be it.
I watch it pretty much every day. I mean, I love the crew.
Nate, Kay, Kyle Brandt, Shregs, those guys know exactly what they're talking about.
Fun is lit, and they always talk about the current things that's going on.
This is an MVP. This is a guy who changed the game.
He's been an absolute leader.
Every time I watch a show, though, it's always good laughs.
Spend time with you guys, it's always fun.
Good Morning Football is a part of my routine.
They might be the team no one wants to play.
I've never seen anything like it.
Keeps you engaged and keeps you right where you need to be.
Welcome to the NFL Draft. This is what an MVP does. There goes Barkley. Oh, baby.
I think they got the best player in the draft.
The Heisman winner, the champion, Joe Burrow, arguably the best college football season ever.
Chase Young.
He's tough. He's an instant playmaker.
The legend of Tua Tagovailoa has begun.
Justin Herbert is going to end with a Pac-12 championship and a Rose Bowl victory.
With the first pick.
Stars aren't born. They're made.
Here we go. Eyes up.
Here, in moments like this.
He's showing off a little bit.
This is where they are tested. Where they face the toughest challenges of their young careers. Setting the stage for greatness to follow. For the next generation of stars, it's time for their own test. The secondary standouts will display confidence to control their football destinies. Those who shone brightest have all come here. This is where stars are made. Welcome to the 2020 NFL Scouting Combine.
We are back in Indianapolis for the final on-field drills of the 2020 NFL Scouting Combine. Safeties, a little bit of slot corner action as well out there in between the 20s and between hash marks. We're going to be all over the joint for the last couple
the line drill, okay?
of hours here on our coverage.
What we want to do, guys, with this drill here, all right, have my demonstrator right here.
Going through the paces right now to describe the drill. David Merritt,
You 3 to 5 yards.
the defensive backs coach.
As he pedals, I am going to ask you to flip.
You know, Dion, I'm going to give you a little run here, a little credit. I remember when the combine was going down and Tyrann Mathieu was here.
Yep.
Coming off of his, I guess, what would you call it, tenure at LSU and everything going on, and you were like, let's not just throw this kid away. Let's not just make sure that you keep him in mind here. And you were talking about how he had gotten everything on the straight and narrow, and now he's a Super Bowl champion and a leader, community leader, a team leader. Love that guy. I give you the floor there, Prime.
And a captain everywhere he's been. This guy not only leads in the light, but he leads in the dark when no one's watching. Great father, great young man. You could speak to that as well.
Yeah. Outstanding person, man. Outstanding player. Can do it all. I have so much respect for Tyrann, man, and I'm happy for him. For him to come out on top and win one, man. His story is a great one, man. I can tell you that.
Again, there's so many kids coming here with the supposed flags, right? About this happened on campus, that happened on campus. Why did he leave the program? Why did he do X, Y, and Z? And And then they meet with teams, and some teams give them a shot or don't. But it's just a perfect example of
I was talking to a team about a player just like that in this year's class. Right. I said, how did he do? He said his interview was awesome, owned up to what he needed to own up to, he made the changes in his life, and said we have no concerns about him. I mean, they felt with what the homework that they did on him, and making mistakes is one thing, showing contrition and then changing things you needed to change. And that's when it's neat to see those guys make that correction and go on to have successful careers.
It's one thing to understand what you did, but it's another thing to understand who you are. And oftentimes, you're not the person. You're not that person. Right. It does not fit. Right. It's not who Tyron was. It's what he did.
Right. And what he is now is
unbelievable.
Right?
I'm so proud of that young man, and it's several other stories like that as well.
But I do have to give you credit, Dion. You were the only one here at this combine, certainly in our coverage, saying that about Tyron.
Man. I sat down with him when no one was looking, and lying to me, wasn't gonna do nothing for him. You know, it's just me.
Right.
I remember calling several teams and say, hey, man, you need to take this kid. Every last one of those teams I called passed up on him.
There we go.
Perennial All-Pro.
Big missing piece in Kansas City.
Absolutely. Look at him and Frank Clark and the impact they had. Joining Chris Jones. Steve Spagnuolo doing a wonderful job.
I love that organization.
First class.
Going through on-field drills here. Jeff Akut is not out there after he fell to the ground in the drill. And when he grabbed it, went down, banged his head on the turf. Dion told him, hey, shut it down, young man. He did. And then the Undertaker.
That's great.
Nicely done, Jeff. Nicely done.
We welcome you to NFL Total Access.
It's one of the best things about the National Football League.
Free agency frenzy is finally here.
There's always a fresh piece of news.
We are now the Las Vegas Raiders.
Always something to find out.
Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
As it unfolds right in front of our eyes.
He's got the speed, he's got the length, he's got the strength.
We know the league better than anyone, and we're there to make sure you do too.
Kansas City, you got a champion!
NFL Total Access, tonight at 7, only on NFL Network.
The NFL season is 17 weeks, 32 teams, 256 games, plus preseason and playoffs. That's over 50,000 plays. Like this one, each generating thousands of data points that can help the NFL understand player health and safety like never before. With Amazon Web Services technology, we'll simulate in-game scenarios millions of times to pinpoint where and how we can advance player safety. And that's building a better game.
I was in, y'all's situation. My sophomore year, I got arrested. We have kids feeling like they need to commit crimes because their house is not stable, no support system.
So what you supposed to do?
Everything can change, man. You got to show somebody that you really care, that you trying to change. I started this foundation to help you reach your goals, no matter if we have to dish out 100 school books, 100 book bags. Tough times don't last, tough people do.
All this week, we're replaying every episode of the NFL 100 All-Time Team.
You had a way of making people think they were open just to set the trap.
It's hard to get there, and it's so hard to win it.
Ray, you're one of the most complete players that ever played the game.
Just this big, enormous guy that is unstoppable.
All of these great wide receivers, they didn't do it the way he do.
Being the company of these men, pretty sweet.
Number 8, Dwayne Harris.
Wow. Well, first, I want to thank my mom and my dad for always just showing me love all these years, believing in me. I'm going to play here my last time tonight. And I want to go on and do great things. But I won't. Next year, I'm going to blow up my knee. I'll be prescribed opioid painkillers, and I'll become addicted. A couple years from now, I'm gonna overdose on heroin on the bathroom floor of a person I don't even know. But I want y'all to know that tonight is one of the best moments of my life. Thank you.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth.
Okay, Jalen Elliott going through these on-field drills. We saw this going to break, going in one direction. Now we're going in another.
Kyle Duggar just had a really good rep right before we came back.
That's good.
That's how to open your hips. Cover ground, that's it.
Now, please, as viewers, please understand that this is not going to look as clean and as crisp as the corners. They're safeties. Not all safeties are Ed Reeds, Adams.
Yeah, because I was going to stop, man. I look smooth, man. I was out doing mine. You know, I was the best out there now. You know.
This looks a little different.
It does. It definitely does.
People
man.
watching at home, these are safeties. They're a little more tight in the hips, a little more stiff, not as fluid as the corners.
Prime, you're getting some corners into the bust room with you coming up this coming summer. A couple just named with Troy Polamalu and Steve Atwater coming your way.
Big boys, man. Bangers, too. Playmakers.
Just to name a couple.
That's it. Go, turn around.
Open up the gates with 20 members in the 2020 class, the Centennial class, as well as 5 guys coming in.
So it'll still just be the one ceremony then, Rich?
That's a good question. There's a lot
logistically.
I think everybody's going to be there, but not in August. I shouldn't speak on the air about it without knowing fully completely. I think everyone's going to be there, but in August, but only a handful of them will speak, and then there'll be another ceremony later in the fall.
I got you.
Oh man.
Stay up.
Jesus.
Could you imagine those 20 guys talking?
That's what I was getting to. That's what I was curious.
Starting right now.
There aren't enough towels for Irv to get through that one.
Irv. Fantastic.
No way you need to go that high.
Look out.
I know he did that the first time too. He threw that knee all the way up.
Do that thing.
No way. Got to keep it low to the ground. Feet in the ground at all times.
Kayvon Wallace. Okay, here's that rep you're referring to after we see Antoine Winfield Jr. He's had a nice day.
He's had a really nice day.
Best one right now is a safety.
Here's Kyle Duggar. We were just talking about him right before we came back. Almost 220 pounds, not bad. Flip that hip open, just catches the ball naturally. He's an athlete, you can tell that.
Lucas Oil Stadium, seeing the final on-field drills of the 2020 Combine.
This is NFL Network, the place where football and culture collide. It's the collision of the GOATs and the MCs.
Tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
With the fashion and the food.
I promise you're going to love it. Here, eat it.
Slammed in with the fans, the stands, and the 12th man. Mashed up with the music.
It's a real big culture moment right now.
And the movies.
I started watching the show years ago.
Mixed in with the X's and O's and the oohs and ahs.
Are you kidding me?
It's the fantasy.
You can't steer away from Hopkins, but you can certainly take Adams over.
And the reality. It's the access.
People are going to count us out every week.
And the attitude.
Say it to management or shut your mouth and put your money on the line.
It's the trash talk.
Go quick.
And the crazy talk.
More bricks on the pile. Let's go.
It's all here, all day, every day. Because there's no such thing as too much football.
I want to use my platform to speak out for people who can't speak out for themselves. Whether it was criminal justice reform, education disparity, police community engagement, it's like, let me do my part. It started with this bill to restore voting rights.
Players from the Saints helped that law get passed because they got involved.
When an athlete steps up, people listen.
It's the power of collaboration. That's how we create change.
I really wanted to see how I could help the inequality in our education system. The name of this book is David Goes to School.
One of the first things he did was send our kids to a writing workshop. He actually went there with them, and that makes a big difference.
I'm proud of what he's doing in the community that he loves. It's extreme pride to represent where you're from and make people proud.
On October 18th, 2015, my cousin Corey was killed by a plainclothes police officer. There's just some things that are bigger than football. And I felt like starting a Players Coalition and affecting change in this country was one of those things. We focused on police community relations, education and economic advancement, and criminal justice reform. The best way to inspire change is to be it.
The NFL season is 17 weeks, 32 teams, 256 games, plus preseason and playoffs. That's over 50,000 plays. Like this one, each generating thousands of data points that can help the NFL understand player health and safety like never before. With Amazon Web Services technology, we'll simulate in-game scenarios millions of times to pinpoint where and how we can advance player safety. And that's building a better game.
Welcome to the NFL Draft. This is what an MVP does. There goes Barkley. Oh, baby.
I think they got the best player in the draft.
The Heisman winner, the champion, Joe Burrow, arguably the best college football season ever.
Chase Young.
He's tough. He's an instant playmaker.
The legend of Tua Tagovailoa has begun.
Justin Herbert is going to end with a Pac-12 championship and a Rose Bowl victory.
With the first pick.
Right after the Combine wraps up here on NFL Network, it's Total Access. Rhett Lewis, Michael Robinson, D'Angelo Hall break down day 4. How'd the secondary do? Find out for yourself as you keep it tuned to Total Access. Sure, they'll be talking about the top corner in the draft. Jeff Okudah of The Ohio State University. Okay, got a little banged up during the drills. He said, I want to do the jumps. Good thing he did, Charles Davis. 11-3 broad, and then how about the vert? Best among corners, 41 inches.
You know, some of those guys, when they're the number one guy going in, they feel like they don't have to do anything. Jeff Okudah just said, I'm going to confirm why people think I'm the number one guy.
And it's one thing to do that, but then, you know, I mean, basically hit his head on the carpet. He said, I'm still going to do this stuff and compete.
Yeah, no, Deion was trying to talk him in. Hey, dude, you got to understand, you're already covered here. And Jeff said, no, I'm going to make sure everybody knows that the man was in town today.
All right, Charles Davis, of course, you played in the secondary at the University of Tennessee. You were very excited for this day, and the DBs, they have not disappointed.
No, they certainly haven't, and I broke it down into the easy categories because we knew Jeff Okudah coming in was the number one guy. And he went ahead and confirmed that with a lot of what he did today. But I thought that C.J. Henderson also had a tremendous day, as Daniel Jeremiah had detailed during the drills, whether it was running, catching, movement, easy. Everything was there. He'll probably go in the first round. But then what about the smaller school guys? Jeremy Chin from Southern Illinois really opened up a lot of eyes nationally. The scouts are like, well, we already knew about him. Well, he really had a big-time day. And, of course, Kyle Duggar had a lot of attention coming in. The only Division II player here. We have a Division player, Ben Barcher, was also involved. The only Division II guy, he ended up having another monster day, and boy, he sure looks the part. And last but not least for me, Antoine Winfield Jr., when I watch him on tape, I know some people are going to be like, are you... He has Tyrann Mathieu instincts in how he plays. This is a smaller in terms of height safety, but he's a big player in terms of going and getting the football, tackling, being in the right place at the right time always. I think his instincts are off the charts.
His old man can tackle a little bit. That's
oh, man. Remember, he came out 180 pounds,
right?
And he was tackling every big person that came through.
All right, Charles Davis, I'm leaving. You're staying because you get to do Run, Rich, Run, which is always a classic.
Well, but it's always an honor to be a part of that.
Absolutely. So appreciate the time out here. Thanks to our researcher, Chris McNeil, our outstanding crew up here on the concourse level. You got to mosey your way to the booth. Do you not have any idea how to get there?
Just when you do it, I'll get lost anyway. Charles, we'll figure it out.
Charles, when you're making your way here,
yes,
just be gentle. That's all. I know you're provided with all the information. I'm just hoping they give me at least a 10-yard head start on Mekhi Becton. That's all I want.
Don't you worry about a thing, Rich.
10 yards isn't enough. All right, Rich. Good luck, man.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. See you soon, Charles. The voice of my simulcam misery, Charles Davis.
There's Winfield with another good rep here to finish up this drill. The next drill, Let's see what we got coming up here next. We've got the back pedal and 90-degree brake drill. Saw this, and we were talking about that T-step. Do you have your foot to the side, or you go straight back off your pedal?
Right.
Some guys do it differently. But you want to see what it looks like. Here's Avonte Maddox. He's one of the best in the business, playing inside. Look at how quick his feet are.
He was low, too.
Woo. Open up that hip, clear that hip, and burst, find the football. Now watch how quick he plays this. Look at that. Get your foot in the ground. No wasted steps. This is against Nuke Hopkins here. Look at him right underneath him. Get your hand on the ball. Again, working in the slot here. Amari Cooper.
No slouches here.
No wasted steps. Just very fluid movement, and then locate the ball. He's a very good player. Not many people talk about him with the Eagles, but they got a good one.
Kayvon, you got me, right? Here we go. Back up right here, Kayvon. Everybody back up. So you're going to be right here. Here's the drill, guys. Here we go. So it's slow read, pedal, drive. 1, 2, 3, find the ball.
Jamal, when they're talking about taking 3 steps, then find the ball, explain the importance of not just getting your head right around immediately.
Yeah, man, that's the important thing. I think that, you know, as a DB, we as DBs, we don't drive first. A lot of us have that problem. I mean, it's everybody. Everybody struggles with it, but the great ones figure it out. When you can drive 3 hard steps and then look for the ball or attack the ball, whatever it is, that's where you make the plays, man. I think that through the 3 years that I've been in the league, I've missed out on a lot of plays just by eyes. Eyes is everything as a DB, man. That's how you make plays. It's your feet, but it's your eyes. The eyes are the most important thing.
No doubt. You get special guys when you can marry the two together.
No question. No question. That's what it's about, man. Everything is about the eyes.
Miles Bryant plays inside a lot at Washington,
nice.
So these are the type of movements he should be very comfortable with. Jeremy Chin at 221 pounds. Let's see how he moves here.
Not bad. You don't want to guess on this drill, man. You want to react. That's what they want to see. They don't want to see you guessing.
Almost changing the pace of the pedal as well with the second slap of the ball here.
Yep.
There's slower, pick it up a little bit, then drive.
Angle. It's angle. Everything's about the angle as well, man. You can't come out on your heels. The angle gonna be bad. Because Julian Edelman, he's breaking in 90.
Exactly.
He's breaking in 90. He's not gonna take that.
You drift.
You drift. It's a completion in this league. You gotta be on point, man. Everything gotta be crisp. All about the angle.
Now this is the type of stuff, for those that don't know, you guys are constantly drilling this during the week.
Yep.
Hit him with the high fastball.
Yeah, he did.
Jalen Elliott.
You gotta get over your toes though, man. This drill will really tell you if you're on your heels. If you drift, it starts with your stance. You gotta get up. You gotta get your shoulders over your toes.
Here's Jordan Fuller, repped by diehard Jet fan Gary Vaynerchuk. He's rooting for you too, Jamal.
No doubt, man.
Hey, Jamal,
good dude.
While we've got you here, and we've got free agency coming up, do you have a wish list for some new teammates? Anybody you want to pledge your support for here?
Oh man, I would definitely go for Clowney, pass rusher, man. That's definitely what I'm looking forward to. You know, that's a safety's best friend. You know what I mean? But definitely Clowney, big 9-1 down in Jacksonville. He's a beast. Dante Fowler. I mean, there's so many guys coming out right now in free agency that we can sure use coming off that end, man. You know, I'm gonna be competing, you know, as far as the sacks. Don't get it twisted.
You got double digits in you soon, don't you?
No question. You know, hey, man. You know, everything happens for a reason. But if I would have stayed healthy,
what is the record? What is the safety record?
It's 8.
Okay.
Yep. I had 6.5. Missed 2 games. If I would have stayed healthy, I would have definitely broke it, but it wasn't meant to be. But the good thing about it is I got another opportunity. Best believe I'll go get it.
I love it. God bless you, Jamal Adams, on behalf of every single Jet fan out there. Look both ways before crossing the street. Wash those hands for every 20 seconds before and after you.
Rich is going to give you a mask for your flight home.
Man.
No. You're good, Jamal. You just
appreciate you,
take care of yourself. You know that.
Much respect.
Daniel Thomas here. Let's see if he swings that knee again. Nope. Better. That's a lot of ball production for Wallace there on the bottom of the screen. Let's see if Winfield can continue on with his great day that he's had. Look at how he's put together in the lower half, man. He is thick down there with his quads.
Oh, look at that. I mean,
look at him. He's got a little juice there.
Yeah, I like him. He got some swagger to him.
That's a W right there. Flip that Minnesota M upside down. That's a W.
There you go.
As you could see, the free agency frenzy, that's next up. March 15th. Franchise tags to come. The pieces of the off-season talent evaluation roster building puzzle keep falling into place.
Can't get here fast enough.
I gotta go out and get it. I gotta go out and I gotta I gotta go out and get it. I gotta go out and get it. I gotta go out and get it. I gotta go out and get it.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, a special 2-hour recap of the 2020 Scouting Combine. Whose stock went up, whose draft plan went up in smoke. The speed, the size, and one giant surprise. Tonight, 6 Eastern.
Did you know 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. faces hunger? And 13 million kids go home not knowing where their next meal will come from? That's why for more than a decade, America's dairy farmers and the NFL have been committed to getting food to kids who need it. Since the program started, more than 3 billion additional breakfasts have been served to kids in schools across the country. Find out more about how dairy farmers in the NFL are helping kids have better health and wellness by visiting fueluptheplace60.com.
I was in, y'all's situation. My sophomore year, I got arrested. We have kids feeling like they need to commit crimes because their house is not stable, no support system. So what you supposed to do? Everything can change, man. You got to show somebody that you really care, that you trying to change. I started this foundation to help you reach your goals, no matter if we have to dish out 100 school books, 100 book bags. Tough times don't last, tough people do.
I want to use my platform to speak out for people who can't speak out for themselves. Whether it was criminal justice reform, education disparity, police community engagement, it's like, let me do my part. It started with this bill to restore voting rights.
Players from the Saints helped that law get passed because they got involved.
When an athlete steps up, people listen.
It's the power of collaboration. That's how we create change.
We were taught and raised that we all exist here on this planet to benefit others. That's how my wife and I feel when we give to St. Jude every month. Our giving is right up there with our mortgage. That's the priority that we put on giving to St. Jude.
I watch it pretty much every day. I love the crew.
Nate, Kay, Kyle Brandt, Shregs, those guys know exactly what they're talking about.
Fun is lit, and always talk about the current things that's going on.
This is an MVP. This is a guy who changed the game.
He's been an absolute leader.
Every time I watch a show, though, it's always good laughs.
Spend some time with you guys, it's always fun.
Good Morning Football is part of my routine.
They might be the team no one wants to play.
I've never seen anything like it.
It keeps you engaged and it keeps you right where you need to be.
Be in Canton when the class of 2020 take their place among the greatest of all time.
And I love you guys, the fans.
Official ticket packages are on sale now and include VIP experiences, premium seating, and parties with Pro Football Hall of Famers.
The bus will always and forever run in Canton, Ohio.
Get your package today at HOFexperiences.com. This is your chance for the experience of a lifetime.
So here's Tyrann Mathieu, as we discussed at the Combine in 2013.
That kid can play the game, man. And he loved the game. Look how low he was.
He's now a Super Bowl champion. Team captain, community leader.
He does love it, doesn't he?
Loves the game.
I was lucky enough to do a couple Kansas City games, and Spags told me that they had played Houston, I believe.
Right.
and it didn't go very well. And after he said before he had showered, there was a text from Tyrann Mathieu about, my bad, hate I let you down. We'll get this cleaned up starting tomorrow.
Wow.
That was one of the regulars.
That's how he's wired.
That's him.
And then they kind of did, didn't they? Like, that's where they, that's...
There's, that was when Mahomes had just come back.
Right.
He threw for over 400, but they got beat. They gave it up in the fourth quarter.
Right.
And
they took a big lead and lost
it. Chris Jones was out. They were starting to get guys back on the defensive side of the ball. All those things were starting to happen. But just the way that hey, Spags, my bad. We'll start getting this cleaned up tomorrow.
I saw him practicing
the
week before Super Bowl in Kansas City. And he was practicing with a game-like attitude.
Just like that.
Yep.
That's who he is. And the way he studies, Spags says he's in the meeting room in the front row.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jamal. Great job. Job's yours already. I'm going to go out and just say it. Job's yours. Next year,
appreciate it, man.
You and Prime.
No doubt.
All right.
No doubt, man. I'll be back. Ready
That's
to go.
Good. You feeling good?
I feel great, man. I'm about to get on this flight, man. I'm going to head back home. I like that.
Feel good. Stay good.
Now, that's that juice we was missing. That's the juice we need right there.
Just feel like they're having a good time. I guess it's all over.
That's what it's about, man.
Fun.
I had fun, man. Enjoy the process and have fun.
Look at that. It's just like they picked one off. They just turned it over, right?
Practice makes perfect.
All right, Jamal, speaking on behalf of all Jets fans, you keep doing it.
I appreciate it, man.
You got it. That's Jamal Adams right there.
He can play the game.
On NFL Network. Nice finish right there.
His dad was a heck of a player, too.
For the Giants, too.
Yes,
right?
Played against him in college.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's 225 pounds running over you.
Wow.
Okay. They had three NFL running backs, and he was darn good. First round pick too.
Okay, so they're just get it ready here.
You should have made a business decision then, Charles.
Dion, the business was decided for me. I didn't have to make a decision. George decided for me. That made it simple.
Charles, you're the best. Charles is the best. All right. We're gonna
this is what we've been waiting for.
Here we go. Is it time?
We got to go to break? We got to set up?
Over the years.
God, that was ugly.
But that was the wingtips then, wasn't
the
it,
first
Rich?
one, yeah.
Your waist is moving too fast here.
Yeah, over the years. Mayock, look how young he looks.
Oh, Rich, you got the hand down and the same with the foot is up.
Look at you run.
Yeah.
Leon.
Running stride for stride with me backwards the whole way. All right, the 2020 version when we come back.
March 15th, free agency frenzy begins.
Is in for the touchdown.
And NFL Network is there, reporting on live breaking news.
He can bring that magic with him.
League-wide rumors.
This could be a key addition.
And every blockbuster deal.
This guy's a game record. He's a winner. Oh, my goodness. That's big time there.
Free agency frenzy starts Sunday, March 15th, only on NFL Network.
Welcome to the NFL Draft. This is what an MVP does. There goes Barkley. Oh, baby. I think they got the best player in the draft. The Heisman winner, the champion, Joe Burrow, arguably the best college football season ever. Chase Young. He's tough. He's an instant playmaker.
The legend of Tua Tagovailoa has begun.
Justin Herbert is going to end with a Pac-12 championship and a Rose Bowl victory.
With the first pick.
I really wanted to see how I could help the inequality in our education system. The name of this book is David Goes to School.
One of the first things he did was send our kids to a writing workshop. He actually went there with them, and that makes a big difference.
I'm proud of what he's doing in the community that he loves. It's extreme pride to represent where you're from and make people proud.
On October 18th, 2015, my cousin Corey was killed by a plainclothes police officer.
There's just some things that are bigger than football. And I felt like starting a Players Coalition and affecting change in this country was one of those things.
We focused on police community relations, education and economic advancement, and criminal justice reform. The best way to inspire change is to be it.
All this week, we're replaying every episode of the NFL 100 All-Time Team.
You had a way of making people think they were open just to set the trap.
It's hard to get there, and it's so hard to win it.
Ray, you're one of the most complete players that ever played the game.
Just this big, enormous guy that is unstoppable.
All of these great wide receivers, they didn't do it the way he do. Being the company of these men, pretty sweet.
I watch it pretty much every day. I mean, I love the crew.
Nate, Ted, Kyle Brandt, Shregs, those guys know exactly what they're talking about.
Fun is lit, and always talk about the current things that's going on.
This is an MVP. This is a guy who changed the game.
He's been an absolute leader.
Every time I watch a show, though, it's always good laughs.
Spend some time with you guys, it's always fun.
Good morning football is a part of my routine.
They might be the team no one wants to play.
I've never seen anything like it.
It keeps you engaged and keeps you right where you need to be.
Welcome back to our 2020 NFL Scouting Combine coverage. All the players and athletes, and I use that term specifically, have done running. They're finished running. They're all finished on the field. It's now time. You ready?
I'm ready.
There's a lot of nervous.
I've heard so much about it. I cannot wait.
It all started again in 2005. I'm sitting around in the stands waiting to tape a segment of NFL Total Access. I'm in my, my suit and tie and dress shoes, and I turn to Terrell Davis, and it was with us at that combine. I say, "How fast do you think I can run the 40?" He laughed. I cursed at him with a not safe for work word, and I went down on the field and had no idea that somebody was recording it in the truck, and had no idea that someone was, filming it. And then they surprised me with it that night, and it just did it over and over and over and over again. Now, the last 5 years for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We're raising a ton of money, and I'm still doing it. Age 50, prime.
Rich,
I'm ready. You ready? Okay.
You just the money that you're raising is
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then we'll show you the current.
Yeah, I came for this. I ain't come for the kids.
Okay, here we go. This year's version of Run Rich Run, 2020 style. Roll tape.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is George Kittle, and I'm the advocate for my client, the reigning, defending, undisputed 40-yard dash champion, Rich Eisen.
Yeah! Woo!
All right, Rich. So you got Vaughn here.
Yeah.
Vaughn, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I know Vaughn's locked in. You got the glasses. You're all locked in.
Yeah.
Now, you've raised, what, $1.7 million?
So far,
goodness.
George.
And your goal today is to run, what, under a 6.0?
Definitely, George.
And you look like you're about to run a 5.5.
I hope so, George.
You got some custom shoes ready.
Woo!
He's loose. He's limber. He's ready to go 40 yards on this, and he's ready to take it home for St. Jude's. You excited? Rich, you ready to run?
What do you say, Vaughn?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Rich, you've ran it 15 times.
I have.
Personal best is a 5.94, which was 2016. Is year 2020 going to be the best year?
I think so. What do you think, Vaughn?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If Vaughn's all in, then I'm on.
What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, now, here, watch me do this.
Oh, yeah. Get the hips moving, Rich. Get the blood pumping.
Oh,
we're getting fired up. So all I want you to remember is you got to lock in.
Yeah,
you got to focus up.
Yeah.
And you got to attack it right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. All right, Rich. You're fired up. You're warmed up.
I'm
ready to go.
Hamstrings are saying
40.
Good morning. That's what they're saying to me
Your
right now.
heartbeat's going. You're excited. But, hey, you know what? I don't think the intensity's there yet. We're going to bring in one more guest.
Okay.
A 49er legend. One of the GOATs. My favorite. The Jerry Rice.
Let's go, Rich. Let's go, man. Are you ready to be a GOAT today, baby? All right, let's do this then. Let's do it.
Meet Vaughn. Vaughn, meet Jerry.
Oh, you all ready to go, man. Nice to meet you. You got the belt, man. You got the shades on.
Ready to time me?
Oh, wow, it's hot
This
already.
is for you, too.
Oh, my gosh.
It's on fire.
Oh, my goodness.
Keep it there, okay? All right.
Yeah, we'll have some
All right, so you guys go that way. Let's go to the start. Get lower or higher?
I
What
want
do
you to stay as low, like just like this.
Okay. How cool is this?
So it's like you in it,
Yeah.
then
Okay. Just like that. Just do that, right, George? All right, just do that.
All right, Rich. Vaughn's got some shoes here for you. He custom made them himself.
Thank you, Vaughn.
He's been working on these. You're going to run really fast.
Thank you. Thank you for the shoes. All right, let's do this.
Speed, baby.
Rich Eisen, Michigan.
That one felt good. That's going to be it.
I had that.
598. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, that counts.
Great job.
If Vaughn had it.
Hey, Vaughn. George, this is all for you and everybody. St. Jude, okay, buddy?
Hey, Rich, got one more thing for you. We're making a donation.
Oh, dude. That was so nice of you.
Why you get the belt?
Can I get the belt? You get in here. Jerry, come on behind here, man.
Yeah.
It's so nice of you, George.
I got it.
Yeah. It's my first big check, so I wanted to be for you, man.
Love you, George. Thank you. See you at Tossing George's 10.
Wow. Rich, that's
where
awesome.
we're at right now.
That is tremendous.
And I want to thank some other folks before we get into
what we really came for. Yeah.
Before we get into that, okay, let's take a look at all this stuff. What do you think?
I love the way you came out low and you stayed like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. That, you're a Michigan guy, but you look like you're from Notre Dame. Then you came up. You look light. Look at your waistline. It looks good, Rich.
I see more knee lift from Rich this year.
Dion, it looks like he held his line pretty well, too. He wasn't wavering. He wasn't all over.
He did,
Once he picked
Rich.
his line, he stayed right on it.
I'm going to get your tie next year, too, Rich.
I know. I don't want to.
I like that. God, you look
His
good.
head is
Rich,
still.
look at you.
Rich, like, you did everything everybody told you to do. Like, all at once.
Wow, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you were a one-hit wonder. It was perfect.
Yeah. You
One and done.
Looked like
We're
you
out.
put a lighter jacket.
There you go.
922.
Yeah. By the way, Vaughn kept timing me and giving me like gymnastic scores. Here's Jerry running his.
Now, Jerry, that was an ugly takeoff.
That's his first 40 since his combine.
Yeah, but see, that's it right there. It was over. Now, Jerry was known for just catching the ball and getting open. And Jerry was known for that.
It is amazing. You look back why he went later.
Oh
in
my
the draft,
God!
and it's because of that.
Because of that.
So that's what it's all about right there. Vaughn was a 4-year-old given no chance to live, essentially. And there he is, an 8-year-old boy
awesome.
on the field at Lucas Oil, thanks to the people at St. Jude. And
awesome.
I want to just thank a few people here. Okay. I want to thank St. Jude. Carlene O'Reilly at St. Jude is an angel. She's the one who really puts all this together. And Carlene, I love you. You're the best. I want to thank other ones, other corporate sponsors, the NFL, NFL Network, NFL Foundation as well has been terrific. Courtyard by Marriott they come in every year. You guys are the best. My friends at Sweat Tailor made the suit. Nike provided the shoes. Wheels Up got Jerry and George here, thanks to the great folks at Wheels Up. Also, Mark Laurie is a philanthropist, businessman who raced against Jerry. And Michael Rubin, who is a CEO of Fanatics and of other companies. He's got to put $250,000 in the kitty, which has already been added.
Wow.
Because Mark beat Jerry, and that video will be out soon. And again, there are so many others who have donated significant dollars, and I'm going to miss all of you. But again, this, if you don't mind, Dion, this belt, put your signature on.
No, it's no problem.
It's already been signed by George Kittle, Jerry Rice, and Vaughn, and now Dion. This is going to go up for auction on NFL auctions. So go to NFL auctions and bid as much money as you can, because this will also go to St. Jude. The commissioner, Roger Goodell, and his wife, Jane, also donated. And again, NFL Network, thanks to Mark Quinzel, doubled their donation to $50,000 in memory of Maura Mant, who passed away, and we all know Maura as well. So I just wanted to say all that, and thank you for everybody out there that's donated. Still put your videos up to NFL.com/RunRichRun, because the commissioner and his wife Jane are going to cough up $5 for every video between now and the draft using that hashtag.
That's awesome.
I hope I didn't forget anybody. Now then, Charles.
Let's go, Charles.
The floor is yours.
Well, first of all, congratulations again, Rich, and what you're doing is just phenomenal.
Thank you.
Glad to be a part of this. All right, here we go. Number 1, fastest at the combine. We know Henry Ruggs ran a 4.27. We gave him an 8-yard. Gave you an 8-yard head start, Rich. Here we go.
Oh no! This is no.
Hey, you made it a race though. All right, DJ's top 2 wide receivers, CD Lamb and Jerry Jeudy. We gave you a 5-yard head start against both of them.
He needs more than 5.
Here they come.
I do need more than 5.
Yeah. With an 8-yarder, we might have had it there. How about the fastest running back? How about Jonathan Taylor? You get a 6-yard head start with Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin.
A little Big Ten matchup here.
And
come on!
There goes Wisconsin.
And the Badgers got you again. Man. All right, here we go. Fastest linebacker, Isaiah Simmons.
That's not right.
7-yard head start.
7?
I think you get more.
Come on!
Rich, your stride does look good, though, man.
There you go.
Rich, you look better than you.
All right, how about the big boy, Tristan Wirfs, offensive lineman?
Not the
they
big
only gave you a 4-yard head start.
Don't do it, Rich, like this.
Go!
Man, he is moving.
Jeez.
Wow.
All right. Since you are a proud
Take this full screen. Take me off the screen.
Since you are a proud Michigan man, Rich. Michigan man, John Runyon Jr., Cesar Ruiz. You got a 3-yard head start.
Come on! Can I beat somebody?
All right, now
this is the one I've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for.
The really big man, Mekhi Becton.
364.
364 pounds?
364 pounds.
Rich, you did not let a 400-pound man.
And how about the slowest at the combine? Your pace car from University of Washington. Trey Adams, 5.60.
Straight up race.
Not that far.
Wait, hold on.
Not bad.
Rich, you could get him on a good day.
All right, now we bring the GOAT in.
No.
Oh, wow. Start.
I've never thought in my dreams there'd be me and Jerry Rice running.
How about that? You're running with the GOAT.
That is correct.
All right. Yeah, but did you ever think you'd run with Simulcam Guy, a.k.a. Peter Frank?
No, Rich.
Dead Heat.
What we got, Peter?
Dead Heat.
What do you got, Peter?
Rich, come on, man.
He's not running.
Nice.
Rich, he held it up on you, man.
He's not running in a suit.
Rich, he has on.
He's wearing Fonzie's jacket.
He has on Dockers.
Which is in the Smithsonian, by the way. Brian Butcher, NFL Network utility, Dead Heat.
A utility guy? Rich?
No, I got him.
You did get it.
Rich, you got him. Rich, man.
No, Brian.
Oh,
Brian. Brian.
Rich, I'm proud of you, man.
That was very, very well done there, Rich.
Oh, man.
Man.
Very well done.
Go home to your kids and Daddy won something.
Rich, I don't think that Susie is going to be disappointed.
No, I
think she'll be very proud. Dion, any disappointment?
No, man, I'm proud of Rich. He looks better than he ever looked before.
I mean, how about that? 50 is now the new 40.
5.98. We're going to keep going.
Okay, where was the 6.7?
Huh?
You ran a 6.7?
That was the first one. Yeah. No training.
Training. I was in dress shoes. I had no idea what I was doing.
The whole deal.
God.
You wore your wingtips for about the first 2 or 3, didn't you? Before you started wearing cleats?
Yeah.
You did.
Oh, yeah. Well, I 1 year I blew out my hammy.
And that's when
I'm like, okay. And that was, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Mayock, too. Because Mayock was, I was thinking, like, we can't air it this year.
Yeah, Mayock was.
And Mayock's like, you've got to air it. Because you've got to show
the people
what you do,
what
and that you're just like everybody else.
And by the way, a lot of people in the Run Rich runs, they've blown hammies too.
Yeah.
All right, so they understand.
Oh, again, thank you again to Carlene O'Reilly, St. Jude. I forgot to mention as well my friends at VaynerMedia, Alex DeSimone, who's been phenomenal in helping put all this stuff together, and I think everybody, the whole crew that came 4.5 hours, 5 hours early.
Proud of you, Rich.
Oh, yeah, Dallas Hitchcock and his feature group who put together that piece. Thank you. I appreciate you you doing that whole thing, and you too, Prime.
We should say a special thank you to Brian for sacrificing your knee for the piece, because that was not a good ending for him.
No.
Is Brian okay?
So I don't know. We check on Brian.
And Peter Park he's been training me. He's been getting me done.
You get a new trainer every year, though. You fire your trainer. You get like Wilder.
No, come on now. But this year I actually put it together a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looked like you went to a lighter jacket, too.
No, the jacket's the same. Sweat Tailor made the same. They're going to make me a lighter jacket.
We're going to go a little more aerodynamic next year.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have Mark Breland throwing in the towel.
There you go.
He's good.
He's
good.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
great time here.
No, I got to give. I just talked to Troy Vincent. We were having a HBCU combine.
Okay.
In Miami at the Dolphins Complex, March 27, 29th. The reason this is so important because only one kid from an HBCU was invited to this combine. And you cannot tell me that these kids aren't good enough. So
it's phenomenal.
Yeah. So
what are the
thank
dates?
God the NFL, March 27th through 29th at the Miami Dolphins Complex. Thank God for the NFL, Troy Vincent, and what you're doing to help this wonderful cause because these kids can flat out play, man.
And that goes along with all the regional combines, veteran combines.
Yes.
It's another step that you keep trying to identify talent for the NFL.
That's phenomenal news.
HBCU combine. I cannot wait. I cannot
So
wait.
you'll be there?
Yes.
Well, great.
I cannot wait.
That's awesome. It's amazing. And that plays into the HBCU game that we'll have on NFL Network in September. Howard and Central State.
You doing that?
Ohio.
You doing it?
I don't know. I haven't been invited yet. But, here's hoping.
He'll
do it. Here's hoping. I did it last year, so maybe I'll get a chance to do it.
We've just been told you're in.
In that case,
somebody,
hey, I'm in,
man. Come
you're
on.
In.
Sounds good.
The job is yours. Love you guys. Seriously.
Congratulations.
All jokes aside, that is awesome what you're doing, man. Honestly, straight up. Love you for that, man.
Rachel,
you're going to get me to cry again. Honestly, I'm crying. I'm like, I turn into Vermeil all of a sudden.
It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I know. Dick Vermeil's a great man.
Nothing wrong with that.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Rich,
Thank
you got to challenge another personality. Hey, Dick Vitale, Rich wants you, man.
Don't you remember the year I called out all the other guys? Bring them all on.
Bring them all on.
Oh, is this Brian?
There it goes.
Oh, Brian.
I'm so sorry.
Did Brian get medical help?
Oh, no. Can we get Brian some ice?
Can we get him a trainer?
Was he shot?
Where's the trainer?
He went to both knees. Who falls on both knees?
Where's Oswald?
Trainer.
Rich, that's what I'm telling you. You went to Notre Dame. Hunchback. Rich, watch how you come up at this thing. Rich, that's a lighter jacket, man. I'm telling you, that's a lighter jacket. I like that, Rich.
Rich, we got to find a way to taper it.
And thanks to Louise Carter, too, of the NFL. She's been phenomenal also. Thank you, Louise.
Cut the aerodynamics down.
Yeah.
We welcome you to NFL Total Access.
It's one of the best things about the National Football League.
Free agency frenzy is finally here.
There's always a fresh piece of news.
We start with the future of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm really thrilled about this opportunity.
Always something to find out.
We are now the Las Vegas Raiders.
Always something to talk about.
Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
Reporting from every city, on every team, every weeknight.
It's going to take a lot of reps between me and the guys.
This is a 4-3-3-40.
On every story, defining the game.
Welcome to the NFL Draft. Appreciate every moment. It's only one time you get to go through this.
As it unfolds right in front of our eyes.
He's got the speed, he's got the length, he's got the strength.
Into the end zone for the touchdown.
We know the league better than anyone, and we're there to make sure you do too.
He's big, he's powerful, he's everything, and he's going to make some plays for you.
Kansas City, you've got a champion!
NFL Total Access, only on NFL Network.
I want to use my platform to speak out for people who can't speak out for themselves. Whether it was criminal justice reform, education disparity, police community engagement, it's like, let me do my part. It started with this bill to restore voting rights.
Players from the Saints helped that law get passed because they got involved.
When an athlete steps up, people listen.
It's the power of collaboration. That's how we create change.
I really wanted to see how I could help the inequality in our education system. The name of this book is David Goes to School.
One of the first things he did was send our kids to a writing workshop. He actually went there with them, and that makes a big difference.
I'm proud of what he's doing in the community that he loves.
It's extreme pride to represent where you're from and make people proud.
On October 18th, 2015, my cousin Corey was killed by a plainclothes police officer. there's just some things that are bigger than football. And I felt like starting a Players Coalition and affecting change in this country was one of those things. We focused on police community relations, education and economic advancement, and criminal justice reform. The best way to inspire change is to be it.
I love my new Atlas. You know why? Is it because it has America's best 6-year, 72,000-mile bumper-to-bumper limited warranty? Now that's dope, but nope. Is it because you could fit the entire receiving crew in the 3-row? Pretty cool, but nah. Well, Tyler, what is it? This car, it makes me look good. Auburn Volkswagen, making lives better, one Volkswagen at a time. With Tyler Lockett and Matt. Who's Atlas? My Atlas.
Look, it's Malik from Frontier, and this is how he sped up the quintuplets. They had 5 kids, all at one time. Used to be babies, now they need Wi-Fi. They need more speed or nothing'll fly. Frontier gave them Wi-Fi that'll scream. Everyone's happy, like a dream. Pat, Beth, Kate, Sue. And don't forget Maureen.
Get Fios 500 meg internet by Frontier for just $39.99 a month before taxes and fees. Frontier, don't go it alone.
Okay, so you're seeing names all over this screen right now that gives you an indication it's time to talk about this combine writ large as we now head back to Pro Day country. Before that, free agency, franchise tags, then free agency, then Pro Day, then draft.
It's all coming up.
Then mini camps and OTAs and all that good stuff.
Free agency. There's a very large domino to start free agency, isn't there?
My gosh, and Dion mentioning
he
just
dropped that one.
Just saying, like, the best spot for Tom would be his childhood team, San Francisco, which we all know has a quarterback.
What?
Because they got him from the roster
7 minutes away
Tom
from winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
Just quick question.
Right, and there's that too.
Did anyone break off a call to Jimmy G?
That's what I said.
Did anybody say, hey, you okay? Wow.
So the deepest group receivers out of everybody that we saw here?
Yeah, I think, look, the surprise was the linebackers, but the receivers came in with all the hype, and they delivered this week at the Combine. And Charles, Jerry Jeudy, from what we saw with the 40 to him going through all the testing, and then we saw the routes on the field. I mean, he's easy to fall in love with.
There's no doubt about it, and I think that was the big thing. Sometimes after a while, when you're tagged as the best route runner in the draft, people start after a while to think that maybe you're not athletic, right? It's almost like damning him with faint praise. No, that's in addition to being as athletic as he is.
And CeeDee Lamb came into this as my top wide receiver, one spot ahead of Jerry Jeudy, and ran plenty fast enough. They're very similar with their testing numbers. And then once we got to the field workout, man, he catches the ball so effortlessly.
Hey, quick question, DJ. Don't the coaches on the field tell you to stay up, stay on your feet, the whole deal? And he goes through the thing and catches it. Twirls and goes to the turf.
Well, that was
he catches the football.
That was the finale.
Remember that?
That's it right here.
Look at this. Right here. Don't they tell you, don't worry about it, guys? Don't do that?
I mean, just think that. Look at that. He got both feet in, too, of the imaginary line.
He's been training like a pro.
And this was the one, Chase Claypool had put on some weight from the Senior Bowl. And we talked about, is he going to be a tight end? He's kind of bulked himself up into being a tight end. Then he runs in the 4.4s. And had a really clean workout, and now you're left with the thought, is he a mismatched tight end, or are we just going to leave him outside a receiver?
Yeah, that's a great question. And listen, you can you make him the receiver, but you run those mismatched tight end routes with him.
He is physical. And then Justin Jefferson, I thought one of the most important 40s. He's my 15th, though. He's my 16th overall player. So he is a first-round guy. The question was, is he a mid-4.5? He runs low 4.4s, which to me solidified his spot as a top 20 receiver with all that production at LSU.
Now he'll make his living in the slot, but now you know you can play him outside as well.
No doubt.
Well, I mean, and you put it all together, right, with the fact that you said that the linebackers were surprisingly good. And then you've got the offensive line tackle group that you say, is this the right year for that? Then we just saw some defensive backs out here, okay? Some defensive linemen and tackles, just so on and so forth. The quarterbacks are going to be taken. you could, if you need a top flight wide receiver, be in the back end of the first round and get one in a way that you haven't been able to in a draft, right?
100%. I'm talking not just the first round, Rich. I'm talking the third round. You can get a first round type of a player in the second or third round. That's how deep it is.
And so what you're saying is people don't actually have to move to get one unless you absolutely have to have that guy.
How about that?
But otherwise, you can sit there and wait, and you'll still be fine.
How about that? Kim Jones?
Rich, we just have something I've never seen before at the Combine happen. Notre Dame safety Alohi Gilman just cleaned up the entire corner of this end zone. Plastic bottles, tape, whatever was here, he threw them in the trash receptacles. Good job by Alohi Gilman. I also just talked to Kyle Duggar, who is just to my left. He wishes he had run faster. He wishes his field drills, he said, were crisper. But he knows he had a great week. And that is one of the best stories we've ever had at a Combine when you talk about an underdog here in Indy. I asked him who was at home watching. Mom, dad, uncle, best friend. They're all rooting for him. I suspect that an awful lot of people are going to end up rooting for Kyle Duggar. And I want to finish this Combine with a remarkable story for you. I just finished a great conversation with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, the Nebraska quarterback. And I approached him like this. I said, Lamar, my name's Kim Jones. I have the same name as the rapper, Little Kim, Kimberly Jones. When I was on the Yes Network covering baseball, they would sometimes call me Little Kim. He looks at me and smiled and said, so you deal with it too, huh? He knows all about being the other Lamar Jackson. But Lamar Jackson out of Nebraska told me, now that he's the MVP, people say to me, you're not the real Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson from Nebraska added, I can't wait to make my name in the NFL. So there are two Lamar Jacksons. It's not just about the idea that I'm not him. That, too, is what the Combine's about. Good luck to that Lamar Jackson.
Hey, Kim.
Rich.
Hey, Kim.
Yes.
So let me just say this, too. You are so awesome at what you do and what you bring to this broadcast and the information you bring and the way you bring it. I've always referred to the rapper Lil Kim as the other Kim, if that makes any sense to you. No,
Thank
great
you.
job.
Phenomenal,
awesome, just
Kim.
great.
Terrific
And by the way, she's not wrong. It is an absolute trash bin spilled all over the field at the end of a Combine. That is significant that he would actually clean it all up.
We got clean right here.
Hey, Kim,
that is amazing.
Kim, remember his roots. He went to the Naval Academy before he transferred back. You know, there's a whole lot of policing up your area in the Naval Academy that stuck with him.
Great job, Kim. We'll see you at free agency.
Thank
That's
you
for
so
darn
much.
sure. That's Kim Jones right here on NFL Network's live coverage. Let's hit the Burrow stuff. Dion and Prez, Jamal Adams brought it up too. Put me on the spot. Who would you take, Burrow or Tua? And I'm like, you know what? I take Burrow if I'm Cincinnati, and because with Tua, the medical is a little bit too much to say. Okay, I'm going to go number one overall here. And then he's like, what about totally no medical? And I'll say, okay, I'll take Tua.
Mm-hmm.
I now put that to you, Charles.
Well, one of the things that Daniel brought up during this time, and it's one that bears discussion, as fantastic as Tua has been, and I know Burrow is on that so-called one-year thing.
Right.
When you look at top 10 defenses that they played against, top 10 teams that they played against, yes, Burrow had a great team around him. What, Alabama's not? They are a great team.
Right.
I saw struggles from Tua that I didn't see from Burrow. And that's something I think people have to keep in mind. And again, it's the eye of the beholder and how you look at it. Remember, Tua had that SEC championship game that Jalen Hurts had to come in and rescue him, just as he had done for the national championship game. Burrow down the stretch.
He's amazing.
Never.
Totally.
I mean, 76%. I don't care if you're throwing against air. That's phenomenal. Right now, I'm saying Burrow. Does that mean Tua can't do all? No, not at all. He is phenomenal. But if you're asking me who they're taking and who they should take, I would take Burrow.
I would agree with you. I mean, again, because it's not all just a level playing field, and as you're about to show it, he doesn't miss.
He does not miss. You talk about the poise, the accuracy. Watch him see the field. His vision is his superpower. Get five guys out in the route. He's going to see the vertical from the slot here to Jefferson. Drop it right in the bucket. Now, again, in the middle of the field, anticipation and ball placement. It does not get any better than that, what you see right there. How about the toughness to hang in the pocket and deliver under pressure? Under pressure this year, 17 touchdowns, 1 interception for Joe Burrow. Again, look, it's climbing up to the left, but the vision to see all the way back to the right, and again, the ball placement. You can't throw it any better. If you want to nitpick Joe Burrow, every now and then you'll see his guys get wide open, the ball's a little bit underthrown. But when I watch him mechanically, and I mentioned this at the time, and I knew I was going to get grief, but you cannot tell me when you watch him side by side with Tom Brady, mechanically is what I'm talking about. They look like twins with how they throw the football, their poise, their accuracy, very similar.
And then add what Kevin Falk told you.
And Kevin Falk, having been around Brady and being at LSU, he's told every scout that comes through there, this is Tom Brady.
And as you can see at the very top of the fun fact, does not like Skyline chili. And he said that when
If he's a native Ohio,
I brought that up. I brought that up on my show, and he came on the show at the Super Bowl, and we had fun about it. But everybody's even piling that on top of all of his comments that has been made prior to the Combine, to take that he's not interested in going to Cincinnati. It's been a crazy few weeks.
But you remember we asked Duke Tobin, and Duke Tobin said, well, there's lots of different chili.
Lots of different chilies.
Lots of different chili in Cincinnati.
So he can get whatever he wants.
It's not his favorite
and real
one.
quick, DJ, you mentioned the Tom Brady, and I totally get it. But don't you see some Aaron Rodgers and how he has that second, third reaction and then throws to kill downfield? When he makes that second and third move, he's not throwing the 5-yard dump off. He's throwing that bad boy to hurt downfield. That reminds me so much of what Aaron Rodgers does.
Real quick, put a bow on that. I think when people look at it, it's interesting. Joe Burrow threw almost 300 more passes in college than Tua did. Joe Burrow played more games against top 10 opponents than Tua did during his career.
Right.
So I think people act like this is just he had a couple good games and we're making him the first pick. It's more than that.
Well, I mean, his ability to extend the play and keeping his head up and make the right play is uncanny for somebody coming out of college. And he never seems to extend the play and only to make the wrong throw.
No. How many did Justin Jefferson catch against Oklahoma on those extended plays in the college football semifinals?
And the fact that he's able to extend the play. He's not out the gate. No. He's not dumping it. He's throwing to kill.
He is throwing to kill downfield, and that reminds me so much of what Aaron Rodgers does. Aaron Rodgers is not throwing the 5-yard check down after he gets outside.
Right. But
he's
Tua, however, just in the 30 seconds we have left, equipped for the 2.0 game, I guess, for the 21st century that we saw Kyler Murray's done.
They both are. I think they're both going to be successful. Again, we were talking about with Deion. You can like two guys. It's not illegal.
No doubt about it.
You can. All right. Mark Titleman, you are phenomenal at what you do, man. You're phenomenal. Charlie Yook and the rest of the crew in that truck. Just great. You've been amazing to deal with everybody for the last 4
Puma up here, keeping us in order.
Right.
Jack doing a wonderful job with research.
Yeah, Jack, you're going to get a good performance review.
No doubt. Brian Lilly's
you made it through the 4 days.
Brian Lilly's best dressed director in the biz.
There you go. Great job to the whole crew, for all the hardworking men and women that have been working for months to put this combine on the air the way that we have delivered it. I'm Rich Eisen, honored to speak for them. Signing off from Indy on NFL Network. Brett Lewis, take it away.
Welcome to Good Morning Football. We are live in New York City. It's March 2nd. My name is Nate Burleson, alongside Peter Schrager, Kyle Brandt.
Hello.
And you know who else we got here?
Who you got, Nate?
Jane, Beauty and Brains Slater. Jane, what's up?
I love you guys so much. You guys know I'm such a fangirl of the show, even after 4 years of the season. So excited to be here.
This is our Chase Young right here. What's going on? Dominating every single event, Jane. We're going to have some fun. Are you ready?
Looking forward to it, yes.
Because we got the 2020 NFL Scouting Combine. If Peter's back here in New York, that means it's all wrapped up.
Must be done.
Shout out to Tristan Wirf's Twitter. We're talking all things Combine. We're giving out awards. Who did this? Who did that? It's all coming up Javelin Guidry, if you ask me. And if you heard about the one prospect who had a really weird diet, Peter, what is the Indianapolis diet? It's a lot of pork and booze, right?
This is our. Did you see me today?
Still recovering.
That's it.
What is happening here with Colleen Wolfe?
This is Ben Barcher, Division III prospect. This is what he took to prepare for the Combine. A smoothie concoction that we are going to break down and maybe even try ourselves today.
Somebody at this table may drink that thing. Nate kind of wants to. It looks tropical. And if Tom Brady is off season, we're a TV show. what TV show would it be? You take your pick. Here comes Honey Boo Boo, Joe Millionaire, whatever it may be. Evan Marriott. Haven't heard the last of him. But Brady's gotten crazy, and Jane, we're going to get into it all day.
Brady about as far away from Honey Boo Boo as
I would
possible,
think so,
right?
yes. Exactly right.
They're both memified, though.
Hey, now, look out.
Well, guys, now that the 2020 NFL Scouting Combine is officially in the books, let's take a look back at some of the best sights and, of course, the sounds from the future faces of the NFL.
Mekhi Becton. Did we just see him run 5.11? That is insane.
Love the gauntlet. Love it.
Why?
Just keep watching. Somebody's going to look the wrong way.
Oh, they'll take one. Yeah, they'll take one.
Just rip balls at guys.
The dude is 6'4", 250 pounds. Like, what you expect, bro? 5'10". Hey, y'all Photoshopped that for real. Like, that look even worse than the original.
I love watching Cassidy do his thing. I got a stopwatch here. I got a player there. And I'm watching him. And they're running fast. I love it.
Don't blink. That's my advice. Do not blink when Henry Ruggs gets to the line.
Well, I mean, and then what happens when I get to the line?
You can take a nap.
That's what it's all about right there.
All right, we really should have started this off with our favorite moments from our own talent, because I love the addition of Mark Ingram this year, of course, Cam Jordan, and then that Charlie Casserly moment.
Big trust.
We actually had some fun with that. Charlie Casserly's Instagram is a must follow.
No kidding.
I just love this.
Tell us about it.
I mean,
Tell the viewers at home.
He is literally all personality, especially when he starts going to training camp.
Yes.
He takes us into his world. It's amazing. I mean,
does he do like vacation pictures? Here's my view for the week. Off the balcony.
Actually, you nailed it. James Palmer actually has a better impression. One day we'll have him do it on the show.
I'm following Charlie
Flattering,
right now.
of course. All right.
Yes.
All right. So, guys, which prospect at the Combine impressed you the most? And of course, Shregs, you were there.
I'm going to go right into it. Friday night, Mekhi Becton steps up and does the 40, and you heard Rich Eisen's reaction. Let me explain who Mekhi Becton is. How about a gentleman who is 6'7", 364 pounds, the heaviest player at the Combine. And guys, he ran a 5.140, which is the fastest we've ever seen from a player that heavy. Look at this here. 364 pounds, 500. So the heaviest player was sub 5'2", 40-yard dasher. Vita Vea jumped up and was a top 15 pick after his 40. Of course, you're saying, well, who is he? What's he like? You got to watch him run this thing. He was absolutely lightning. Look at the big fella roll.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, so we've seen a lot of Combine freaks in our day. Guys, oh, don't worry. By the way, at Louisville, absolutely was an awesome offensive tackle. He did the bench press well as well, because we got those long arms. You can't do a lot. He did 23, which is impressive for that size and the length of his wingspan. I'm talking all these measurables. Let me tell you something. This guy right here moved, he rolled, and coming into the draft, they were saying, okay, he's a first-round pick. Leaving Indianapolis, this big fella who is being compared to Trent Brown, who might be one of the most dominant tackles in our sport, and certainly one of the highest-paid tackles in the sport. This fella might be top 10. He might be top 5 right now. Okay. That's how high that people are talking about Mekhi Becton. When you are that kind of athlete, a good kid, and a great player, your skyrocket stock can go even higher and higher. Everyone walking away Friday night was like, did you see Becton? Did you see Becton? Did you see Becton? Did you see Becton? We saw Becton. Unbelievable performance.
You know how they have this thing, the prospects are going to arrive to the stage at the draft by in a little boat in the Bellagio? Mike Mayock had this quote. He's like, I'm a little worried about Mekhi on that boat, because that thing might sink and bottom out. You know what I mean? Hey, who'd you like?
I'm going with Jonathan Taylor, the running back out of Wisconsin. He's 225, and I believe it was one or two guys who have ran the fastest 40 time at 225 or higher. He ran a 4.39, and this dude was an absolute beast. Just check out the speed, though. He had the perfect form, the explosion, the dry run phase, which is when you extend up and really try to get going. I mean, he can do it all. He can run out of the backfoot, of course, like we're seeing. And check out the footwork, Kyle. I mean, you love running backs that can do it all, right? I remember Christian McCaffrey started showing clips of him doing drills, and we all fell in love with him. Just pay attention to Jonathan Taylor. You're going to fall in love with him as well. My dude had 6,000 yards over 3 seasons.
Hey, 2,000 yards the past 2 years.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
In the Big Ten.
In the Big Ten. And that's over the past 3 seasons, 6,000 yards. Only running back to do that in NCAA history. So if he's going to come in and play at somewhere around a 4.4 with pads on, he'll be a dominant running back. This could be the guy that comes in and steals the show like Saquon Barkley. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Because whatever's over the
I've been thinking about it the
there's
whole
going to
time.
be home improvement.
You have to. I'm right there in Tiger Beat. It is going to be home improvement.
Those drills right there that you saw him catching the ball, when he's at Wisconsin and their offense is traditionally hand the ball off and go, hand the ball. So there was questions, can he catch the ball, can he catch the ball? Did great in the receiving drills. Jonathan Taylor making a move up the door, might be the first running back taken.
Yep. Who do you like, James?
You got Jane.
You know, Isaiah Simmons obviously trending on Twitter, and any coach that I talked to about this kid said that when they walked out of the interviews, obviously saw what he did on the field. This guy's going to be a bona fide star. And then let's talk about the fact he ran a 4.39 40-yard dash. This guy's 6'4", 240 pounds. He'll probably play linebacker in the NFL, but keep in mind, he played practically everything at Clemson. What I thought was also interesting is we talked about how fast he was. There were just 4 players, 4 receivers, and 2 defensive backs who ran faster than Isaiah Simmons. Again, it's one thing to see what he did on the field. I thought the feedback that I got from a bunch of coaches and GMs that I pulled last night ahead of the show was just, again, across the board, that's a guy is going to be a star, is what one coach said when he walked out of the room.
240 pounds, ran a 4.39 40. You're not supposed to do that. And then to Jane's point, played safety, played linebacker, linebacker. This guy is the most complete player in this draft, and you say that these coaches are raving about him. I'm saying the same thing. The executives were like, this kid in the interviews was awesome. Total package.
We've heard about him all weekend. Twitter exploded everything. But, Peter, you've been there. You've seen a lot of coaches drool about a lot of players. What was the vibe when he cooked that 4.39?
It was unbelievable. There was draws being dragged out of the combine in Indianapolis. It's one of those things. The guy could be a top 10 pick, and now it's like, how do we not draft him? He skyrocketed up everyone's boards as well.
Well, imagine seeing that guy run as fast as he did and look as big as he did and as strong as he did, and still knowing that you're going to be drafted in front of him. That's Chase Young. That's the guy. Imagine Simmons looks like he's in the Justice League, and I'm still the man without running at all. That's the guy I was most impressed with for a bunch of reasons. When I moved to L.A. in 2002, I've joked with you guys about sport. I used to get to go to, occasionally I go to a premiere, like whatever the bottom of the barrel premiere was. I went to the premiere for John Q in 2002. This like entry-level Denzel movie about healthcare and all this stuff. I will not bury my son. Incredible, right? He gonna bury me. So I got to go to the premiere. Denzel shows up in the Yankees hat and all his glory, and I'm like, oh, maybe I could get a picture with him in the after party or anything. And the person just says, no. Denzel never goes to the movie. He never goes to the after party. He shows up and does press and then leaves. That's just Denzel's thing. And I'm like, wow, that made me think is even cooler. Chase Young doesn't run a 40. He doesn't do a first. He shows up, couple conversations, little medical, and he leaves. He is, in fact, the John Q of the Combine. And when we were sitting here, when Peter's in Indianapolis all week, and we kept going to Peter for interviews, and this guy, when we went to Peter with the Chase Young, it felt like there was a star on the show. This is what I'm talking about. He was asked about by Peter, why is he not working out? And he's like, look, I'm no Mike Mamula. I'm a game day guy.
You're not going to compete in the drills. What went into that decision, saying I'm just going to sit pretty, I'm good, I'll meet with all the teams, I'll do the medical evaluations, but there will be no 40-yard dash from Chase Young?
I think me and my team, we decided to do that just because when that day one, when I step on the field, I want to be football ready. I'm not trying to compete to be, a combine player. I want to compete to be a football player, and just know when I step on that field, day one, I'll be ready.
We all get exactly what he means, and he will be ready day one. The cliche these days is that he's a creative player in Madden, and we've heard that about a lot of guys. But if you've been watching Madden lately, you can also pick the player's personality. Like, they're in situations where the coach says, should we run it up or should we take it easy? And you as a player can elect to say, run the score up on him, coach. I feel like if you were picking Chase Young's personality, too, I would have picked some of those quotes that he said about, I'm not a combine player. He was the guy for me, despite not really working out at all.
Yeah. You have to wonder, is there an air of mystery, too? In other words, is the intrigue go a little higher for some of these coaches? Because while you've seen guys impress you on the field and in the interviews, if there's still a little bit left for them to see, does it keep them top of mind? In other words, I still want to see more from this guy. So I guess there's two schools of thought.
No doubt.
Absolutely. Good stuff.
All right, well, the receivers balled out at the combine, but how well do you really know these guys? Peter is going to put us to the test.
A Rug's Life. A Rug's Life. Great movie.
A Rug's Life.
That was the original
the worst Pixar movies.
And I love this because you guys get real creative with this stuff. Tom Brady gets an intriguing FaceTime over the weekend. What did you guys think? Are you guys FaceTime fans, by the way?
I'm glad you brought that up. I think there's an etiquette to it, and there might have been a violation in that instance.
Good Morning Football is brought to you by Tums, fights heartburn fast.
Don't look good.
Yeah, it looks like it's both. Just what I don't need.
This is what you do need.
Complete the application within minutes, and if approved, you may get the money you need as soon as the same business day. Get the cash you need fast. Apply online today. Go to CashNetUSA.com.
I'm so sorry, Preston T. I need to follow my heart.
I know I'm not the smartest or the fastest.
I'm going with Frankie Z.
Jake from State Farm?
Here's the deal. She's not the one for you. Sure, she's got that cool apartment, that brand new car, but she doesn't have good insurance. If she's not gonna protect all her stuff with State Farm, how's she gonna protect her heart? And you want the real deal? Like a good neighbor? State Farm is there.
Don't wait for a chip like this to crack your whole windshield. With Safelite's exclusive resin, you get a strong repair that you can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a Safelite repair is no cost to you.
Really? Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
March 15th, free agency frenzy begins.
Is in for the touchdown.
And NFL Network is there, reporting on live breaking news.
He can bring that magic with him.
League-wide rumors.
This could be a key addition.
And every blockbuster deal.
This guy's a game wrecker. He's a winner.
Oh, my goodness. That's big time there.
Free agency.
Hey, DK, how come you want to help teamwork?
You know, I'm a big-time gamer. When I found out what Teamworks is doing with the kids, teaching character building, bully prevention, and responsible gaming, I had to come check it out.
And we just finished a video message for their camp this week. We're also giving them an atlas, fully wrapped atlas.
Look, it's Malik from Frontier, and this is how he sped up the quintuplets. They had 5 kids, all at one time. Used to be babies, now they need Wi-Fi. They need more speed or nothing'll fly. Frontier gave them Wi-Fi that'll scream. Everyone's happy, like a dream. Pat, Beth, Kate, Sue. And don't forget Maureen.
Get Fios 500 meg internet by Frontier for just $39.99 a month before taxes and fees. Frontier, don't go it alone.
All right, so here's how it goes. Super Bowl, Combine, free agency. Yes, March 15th, free agency frenzy begins, and NFL Network is there, reporting on live breaking news, league-wide rumors, every blockbuster deal. Free agency frenzy starts Sunday, March 15th, only on NFL Network.
The niffle!
Going down. Hey, Kyle, I'm going to pass the baton to you.
Thank you.
Because you got to pass it to somebody else.
I'm going to pass it to Salva, a man who has John Q on Blu-ray and is always paying attention to the NFL Combine. Well, Salva, we are buzzing this morning. What's going on in the news world, and how are you?
I am doing well, KB. Glad to have Jane Slater there at the desk. And Jane, do what you can to try to keep them in line. It's difficult to do.
It's a tough job.
But if there's anyone who can do it, it is you. So welcome to the program. And there is other news to get to. Of course, we've been following all the storylines at the Combine. But Plan A in Dallas, of course, is to sign quarterback Dak Prescott to a long-term contract extension. Now, if Plan A somehow is not executed by March 12th, then Plan B will be going into effect. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reporting the Cowboys would place the exclusive franchise tag on Prescott, the exclusive part of it signifying the average of the top 5 salaries for the current year. According to Ian, the exclusive tag for QBs this season is estimated to be around $33 million, $6 million more than the non-exclusive tag. More quarterback news for you this morning. The wife of Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford is looking out for her guy, and as such, she wanted to make one thing abundantly clear. Kelly Stafford posting on Instagram a picture of her husband with the caption, "We ain't going nowhere," nor has that ever been a thought. He loves Detroit and the Lions organization. Setting the record straight there. Meanwhile, Andy Dalton's wife hasn't publicly chimed in on her husband's future in Cincinnati, at least not that we know of, but they could be on the move. Rap Sheet reporting there are 3 teams interested in Dalton: the Bears, Colts, and Patriots. Ian adding that if Tom Brady signs somewhere else, the Patriots' backup plan might be Dalton. Now, according to Rap Sheet, there hasn't been any hardcore negotiations between teams and the Bengals.
As Tom Brady's future with the Patriots is TBD, to be determined. His top target, wide receiver Julian Edelman, stumping to keep him in New England. How about this? Edelman selling T-shirts that say, "Stay, Tom 2020, a quarterback you can trust." Edelman including the caption, "New England is a democracy." So Edelman actually going and taking this one step further and actually making merchandise, making it a cottage industry as to where Tom Brady may go or may stay. Either way, those two were seen most recently.
Edelman's our MVP right now. Kind of wacky. He's like the wacky vice president where the president's like, "Shut up, dude. I'm running the country. I got a thing I'm doing here, right?
Yes.
Stop talking."
Yes.
That's great.
I mean, they had to replace Gronk at some point, right?
Yeah.
Edelman's really had to step it up.
That's it. Thank you, Selva.
Absolutely.
See you
Yep.
soon, my friend.
Yep.
You know, my dad's name is Tom. Now I feel like I have to go get that.
That's a democracy.
That's an amazing.
Democracy. Now more than ever.
My poor dad, though, with 2 daughters in his house, it is not a democracy.
No.
All right. Well, Julian Edelman and Tom Brady caused a bit of a stir this weekend as they popped up at the Syracuse, North Carolina basketball game. They even appeared to FaceTime Titans head coach Mike Vrabel at one point courtside. And Edelman even mouthed to a TV camera that Brady was coming back at one point. All right, guys. What do you make of this surprise FaceTime and Brady's reaction? I love that this is all we're talking about this offseason.
You go first, because I have so many thoughts, but I want to hear the Burleson take on this whole thing.
On the FaceTime?
On everything.
Whatever you want, baby.
This was an absurd story Saturday.
It was an absurd story, and Julian Edelman, realizing the camera is on him, he says, Brady's coming back. He said he was trying to make a joke, but here's the thing about Jules. Jules is a lot smarter than he gets credit for. Julian is one of those individuals that understands the landscape of what's going on. He's going to appreciate the fact that people are paying attention. He's going to use this opportunity to get a little bit more light and buzz on him. Now, as far as the FaceTime, I'm not a big FaceTime guy. Listen, there's certain things you're supposed to do when you're FaceTiming somebody. One, you got to text them first to make sure that they're in the right situation. I could be in the bathroom. I could be hanging out with the lady. You never know where I'm at.
You cool to FT? Question mark.
You feel me?
I hear that.
Just a simple text. And then on top of that, you hop on the FaceTime. If you're like one of my boys who's single, you can't call me talking about, "There's so many girls here. It's going down. Where you at?" Like, nah, I can't do that. Don't do that. Don't get me in trouble right now. I'm good. So FaceTime etiquette 101, you got to make sure that your party that you're calling is actually good.
I hear that. Get in there, Peter.
Okay, so let's just unpack. So first of all, Edelman says he's not going anywhere. He's staying, and then Brady like whispers like, "I'm not." Like,
or he's not.
He's not. Like weird. And like, what would the FaceTime's crazy? You know,
the timing of it too.
There are hundreds of people around them. Edelman's hilarious. He says, "I'm going to FaceTime."
Side, so everybody's looking down.
I think that thing's going to be a meme where people are going to start photoshopping. And Chris Rose, credit to him for saying this, they're going to start photoshopping like Belichick's face into that phone.
Anybody's face.
Giselle's face into that phone. Ryan Tannehill's face into that phone.
Chewbacca mom.
Chewbacca mom.
The lady with the sunglasses on the phone was all mad. Like, it could be anybody.
Baby Yoda.
Right.
Barbecue Betty? Barbecue Betty?
Yes, she could anybody.
Exactly. The Real Housewives cat will be in that phone. But to me, it just adds to speculation. It almost feels clumsy a little bit. Like, everything's so orchestrated with Brady and everything's so orchestrated with the Patriots. Like, this doesn't feel Patriots. It certainly doesn't feel Brady. But here we are on Monday morning after the Combine, and we're talking about Julian Edelman in a John Wallace jersey.
Of all people, what are they doing there? The John Wallace jersey retired. Not one of the great Knicks or anything. Upstate New York?
Apparently, Brady and Edelman are friends with a CEO of a company, that actually is based in Syracuse, and they were guests of it, and Jimmy Fallon is too. They were there. But I would have worn a Todd Bergen jersey, a Jason Cipolla jersey, an Adam Shine jersey.
They hung John Wallace's jersey right next to Carmelo's. I'm not kidding. It's crazy.
I know, John Wallace. So anyway, just a very clumsy situation and hilarious for us to discuss.
Jane, what do you think? Where do you unpack this?
Well, I went straight to the source. I reached out to Mike Vrabel and I said, "What is all this about?" And the text that I got back was just a bunch of old buddies having a laugh. Didn't it look like I was making them laugh? And I'm like,
yes.
But I don't know if we should all be laughing with you. Are the Patriot fans laughing with you? Because when I saw the odds coming out about Tom going to Tennessee, I thought, no way.
Yeah.
But the more you think about it, all the people that have houses there in the off season, how it feels like it's a little bit of a looser life for him and Giselle. And given their relationship, Tommy already looks like he's having a little bit more fun out there, a little bit more unrestrained and not as, by the book. And there's a lot of property there for you to put a TB12 facility.
Wow. Oh, you're going deep,
I went into the rabbit hole on this the other day. It's fascinating to me.
Okay.
Hey, what do you think about that idea?
Can we see the video again?
Okay,
Do we have more video? I want to see them again because honestly, it's awkward theater. Brady seems tight as hell. Front, all right, so Edelman, the classic goofball, next to Fallon is a professional goofball. And then when Edelman starts in with it, he's back. He even does the fake massage to try to loosen Tom up.
Brady's not having it.
Tom looks tight as a drum right here. And I don't blame him at all. He's like, dude, you're blowing my whole plan. Shut up. And I don't know if it's a coincidence that seconds later Mike Vrabel FaceTimes him. Wait a second, I just saw Edelman on TV saying you're back. I thought we were going to do
we know
it.
that Vrabel FaceTimed them, or do you think Edelman FaceTimed Vrabel?
No, we have to ask Jay.
I didn't get to the bottom of that.
Okay, that's
Let's
key.
see if I can.
I may be
Who,
Brady.
what, when, where, why, and how. I omitted one of them.
If I'm Brady, I'm FaceTiming anyone to just get away from Edelman, just as a life preserver. Edelman's killing me right now.
It just seems
and
like
Edelman's going to get us through the offseason.
You know, like when you're in school, you've got the good kid and the bad kid.
Yeah.
There's always that
Goofus
dynamic.
and gallant.
Yeah. Julian just looked like he was getting his Type A school president's best friend.
He's Eddie Haskell. He absolutely is.
He's Scottie Pippen. He's the ultimate wingman.
I think he's Dennis Rodman.
You need a Julian Edelman with you, especially if you say two single guys walking the bar. You need one dude that's willing to go over and ask the girl for the number. That's Jules, man.
Plus, Julian knows where his bread is buttered. He wants to play with Brady next year. He's got a lot. He's got to sell some Tomocracy T-shirts and catch some touchdowns. Brady goes to Nashville. Where's Edelman? He's screwed.
Julian Edelman
is the man. Is he, though?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Bill was he's going to turn out your next quarterback. Is he, though?
They're going to turn out the next greatest quarterback of all time next year? Teddy Bridgewater's going to go to 9 Super Bowls, guys?
Look how we were talking about Tom Brady at the draft.
Yeah.
His combine year.
Yeah.
Look what they churned out with Jimmy G.
It's okay.
I'm just saying. He's got a track record.
Are you saying Jacob Eason is going to be a New England Patriot? Is that what you're saying? Wow, Jane.
Big trade. Okay, yeah. Well, look, we're going to talk about it all week long. But are you guys ready to go to the ultimate testing of knowledge? No. This is the best wide receiver class we've seen in the draft in years.
Schraig's going to kill us.
I got to meet all these kids, and I got to go deep dive on their biographical statistics. We'll be doing a little name that wide receiver prospect. How well do you know T. Higgins, Nate?
Sip this tea.
Sip this tea.
Let's have that bump how this goes. But how well do you really know?
All this week, we're replaying every episode of the NFL 100 All-Time Team.
You had a way of making people think they were open just to set the trap.
It's hard to get there, and it's so hard to win it. Ray, you're one of the most complete players that ever played the game.
Just this big, enormous guy that is unstoppable.
All of these great wide receivers, they didn't do it the way he do.
Being the company of these men, pretty sweet.
With the savings rates offered at some banks, your money almost feels like it's frozen. With Capital One, you can open a new savings account in about 5 minutes and earn 5 times the national average. This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
That's low, dog. Look at that. Wow.
Oh, that's low, bro.
I've seen lower.
Discover how low you can go.
Now that's Snoop Dogg.
With a quote from the General Insurance.
And he's riding with the General.
Yo, G, you drop the rates, I drop the beats.
For a great low rate, you can get online. Go to the General and save some time.
Even for those with less than perfect credit.
Think he's coming back, bro?
I got some fries, some nuggets, ooh, double cheeseburger, a cookie. There's 5 things here, so I'm thinking $7.
It's actually just $4.
It's $4. It's an awesome combo.
Get a double cheeseburger or any of these sandwiches in the 5 for $4. Your way, way better.
Paul, I am loving the all-new camera system on iPhone 11.
And I love how it's Sprint.
You can get the amazing iPhone 11 for $0 a month when you trade in your iPhone 6S or newer.
In any condition.
Seriously, in any condition.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good.
Enterprise Car Sales has access to over 500,000 pre-owned vehicles, most with tech features like blind spot detection, backup camera, because you never know what might be behind you.
Does the sloth come standard? Looking to buy? Enterprise makes it easy.
When I started Cobra Kai, the lack of control over my business made me a little intense. But now QuickBooks helps me get paid, manage cash flow, and run payroll. And now I'm back on top with Koala Kai.
Save over 40 hours a month with Intuit QuickBooks.
He's the baddest man to catch a football, bar none.
Launches it for the end zone, Jerry Rice!
I had that hunger, that desire, and I was not going to let anything stand in my way.
Guys, if you were watching the NFL Combine all weekend on the NFL Network, Daniel Jeremiah multiple times came out and said 27 wide receivers have grades that are 1, 2, or 3, meaning 27 receivers he views in his top 100, the highest we've ever seen. This year's wide receivers class has been talked about as one of the best in the history of the NFL. In an effort to give you guys a little more background info on some of the top players, we're going to play a game that we call Name That Wide Receiver Prospect.
Let's go, Peter.
Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to read you guys a fun fact that's about one of the top 4 wide receiver prospects. Okay. Henry Ruggs III, Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, and T. Higgins. Using your Microsoft services, you're going to take a guess and tell me which player you think it is that we're suggesting. Of course, there's stakes to this.
What do we got?
You saw the Colleen Wolfe Ben Barch smoothie? The loser of that thing? Yes. Later in the show? If you get last place on this thing, you're drinking the smoothie.
The smoothie is like scrambled eggs and peanut butter and oatmeal and all.
And grits and Gatorade.
And we'll drink it live on the show if you lose the game.
Yeah,
you better win here. Colleen Wolfe took it like a champ.
She sure
is a champ.
The Bart's Barf smoothie?
That's right.
The word barf is always good at 7:30. Let's go. First question, Nate, thank you. Pleasant. Which wide receiver prospect in this draft, out of those 4 guys, used to get bribed with Hot Wheels cars as toys from his mom to play sports, saying, leave that, I'll give you a Hot Wheels toy if you will go play sports? His mom needs to use a little bribery.
All right.
I'm going with Jerry Jeudy. I feel like he seems like an individual that played with Hot Wheels when he was younger. So, simple answer, I'm going with Jerry.
I kind of love that you can't Google some of this.
No, this is deep stuff.
Look at this cute little face. This looks like a kid.
Show the camera, T. Higgins. This kid's adorable.
This kid's precious.
All right.
I feel
Hot
like this,
Wheels.
Yeah.
You think T. Higgins Hot Wheels? Yeah. Matchbox cars are like the cheaper version of Hot Wheels, and Hot Wheels are booked as faster. So everything about this gentleman is fast. I'm going to go with Henry Ruggs III. Also maybe a fan of Matchbox 20, but I think a Hot Wheels cars, right? He wants to push you around, Peter.
That's it.
He will.
Oh, my God.
Rob Thomas, hello. The answer is T. Higgins. Slater's on the board.
All right.
T. Higgins, he loved collecting Hot Wheels toys as a kid. Would not leave the house. Would always be playing with Hot Wheels. His mother said, if I give you more Hot Wheels, will you go try sports? He goes and tries sports, gets to the Boys and Girls Club. When he's 8 years old, gets into football, basketball, and now he's going to be getting into the NFL. Unbelievable player. Did not run the 40 this week, but will be a first-round pick. T. Higgins.
Okay.
I swear I didn't get sent off. I'm actually really proud of
Go
myself.
from playing with Hot Wheels to being able to afford a Bentley. How about
a real-life Hot Wheel?
Next question.
Nate, you and I are on the clock for the shakes.
Let's go.
Oh, my God.
Go on, Peter.
Which wide receiver prospect out of those 4 was able to dunk in 9th grade despite being only 5'8"? Who is the basketball player? 5'8" was dunking. We got both of these guys with Ruggs right off the board. Kyle's going Ruggs as well.
Saw the video out there.
If you've seen the video, I've tweeted it. We've all tweeted it. Spud Webb, move over, because Henry Ruggs III was absolutely doing things that you couldn't in high school. Let's see the video. Henry Ruggs III. Give us that hoops footage.
Watch the catch, though, first. The anticipation for stealing the pass. Windmill.
Oh! Yeah. Peter, remind me, is this on Instagram or Twitter? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Instagram.
Just right there in front of you guys.
I'm not even sure.
Why show a full graphic of the player when you can show the Instagram logo? That's it.
All right.
That's how I watch my sports, Kyle. Giant logo of the network and then little screen of
Using the picture-in-picture.
That's how it is. Huge NFL Network logo. Little visual of Patrick Mahomes.
Which pixel was Ruggs? I couldn't tell.
Next question. That's it. We do a TV show. After a big game against University of Texas, which one of the wide receiver prospects had his Wikipedia page changed to say that he was, quote, the governor of Texas and was majoring in, quote, owning Texas? Guys, this is just savage for Jane Slater, I know. This is it.
I'll go with CeeDee Lamb, all right? I just feel like...
As the hook 'em horns, Jane, what'd you think of that?
That was rough.
That was rough.
Yeah, it's fun when you guys always have the same answer. I'll go with Jerry Judy to make some television here. Is it right?
Jerry Judy. Let's see a giant Wikipedia logo, guys. What do we have here? What was the answer? The answer is wide receiver C.D. Lamb went absolutely bonkers against Texas this year in the famous Red River game. They went down there, and C.D. Lamb is the Oklahoma star. Had his Wikipedia changed. Do you think he changed it himself?
Sometimes they do. Sure they do.
So?
Yeah. Peter, you never change yours? I see it all the time.
Basically, what Kyle is saying is Kyle's done it.
He's definitely changed it.
Who hasn't? Are you kidding me? You guys won't change. Nah.
Mike Silver, this is a great story. He said his daughter did his Wikipedia and changed his age to like 74.
Oh, yeah.
And he said if you think about it, it helps expectations. People see it and like, wow, you look amazing for your age.
Changing it right now.
Mike Silver told me that. I love that.
All right. Jane has 2, Nate has 1, I have 0.
Okay, you got to get back on the
board.
board.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dude.
All right, here we go.
Next question. Which wide receiver prospect learned how to zig and zag on the field from having something called rock fights as a kid? So he would take a rock and throw rocks at people.
It's a fun game.
Have to dodge it. All right.
I'm jumping right in with Jerry Judy. Because if you look at him on the field, he actually can dodge, and he has a great stop and go on the field.
Okay, Jane, you're also going Jerry Judy?
Process of elimination.
Okay, yes, those two guys have the same answer every single time. Thank you. I'll go with T. Higgins. What do you got?
You're all wrong, guys. C.D. Lamb again.
Really? I didn't think. Oh,
rock fights. We're not going to just give you every answer. It doesn't work like that.
I thought we were doing some process of elimination.
No, we haven't even gotten to Jerry Judy. But let's just watch some C.D. Lamb highlights because why not? Unbelievable performance in that fade drill from the red zone this weekend. Everyone was talking about C.D. Lamb, and I know, Jane, you talked to a lot of coaches and evaluators. This kid was an unbelievable interview. Everyone loved meeting him as rock solid a wide receiver prospect that we've seen in the draft. His 40 wasn't blazing, but what a talent. He's going to be a top 10 pick.
All right. I saw some people trying to pick him at 17 for the Cowboys.
Think he'll slip that far?
We'll see. I mean, that was what I've seen on a board.
Maybe go get him.
I don't see the Cowboys
Get him,
wide
Dallas.
receiver that are
Next question. Which wide receiver prospect said he got his juking ability from playing with Lamar Jackson as a kid? And not playing with him on Madden.
The real Lamar.
Playing with the actual Lamar Jackson in high school and then as a kid in youth. Who was the player that learned his skills from Lamar?
I'm going with Jerry Judy. I feel like you said this to me before, Shregs. I'm going with Judy.
Go with T. Higgins.
I'm gonna go with T. Higgins here.
I need this one bad, and I unfortunately have the same answer as Nate, so I'm going to go Judy.
Childhood friends of Lamar Jackson was Jerry Judy. We've got a ball game here.
All right, do we have one more? Can we do one more?
We have one more. Producers, can we get one more in here?
One more speed round. I got to catch Nate.
The last
Give me
question.
one more.
If Nate or Kyle gets this wrong, they are drinking the smoothie, which is 7 scrambled eggs, a tub of cottage cheese, quick grits, peanut butter, banana, and Gatorade. Let's get into it.
Delicious.
Which wide receiver prospect tweeted, "If you cool with me playing 2K, then you for me?"
Oh, who
Meaning,
were we talking
ladies,
about earlier?
if you're cool with me playing 2K all
you're for
day,
me.
you're my girl.
Can we make this a money ball? Can we make this worth 2 points?
Worth 2 points.
Last question, worth 2 points.
All right.
I'm going to go Henry Ruggs.
He's a basketball guy.
Kyle's going Ruggs, loves the basketball. That's 2K. Jay going Henry Ruggs. Nate going T. Higgins. Guys, the answer is T. Higgins. Kyle, that's the tweet. If you're cool with me playing 2K, then you for me. He also has tweeted, just finished You on Netflix. That John is good.
I heard you was great.
Also tweeted,
That John is good.
where can I get some Girl Scout cookies in Clemson? This guy's a big personality, T. Higgins, but he's the second story here. Kyle, you're the number one story.
Hey, listen, I'm going to sit back and sip this tea, and you're going to sit back and drink that smoothie.
If you at home are not aware, Ben Barch, a Division III prospect, drank a smoothie with Colleen Wolfe at the combine. It included 7 scrambled eggs, a tub of cottage cheese, quick grits, peanut butter, banana, and Gatorade. Kyle, later in the show, you will be drinking that.
Here's what I have to say.
I feel like you've chugged worse in college.
Ladies, if you're into chugging scrambled eggs, then you for me. Okay.
And ladies and gentlemen,
You're so
if you
lucky,
went to the
Brittany.
NFL draft, then this is for you.
Okay.
My tweet. Hey now. The future of the NFL shines under bright lights of Sin City 2020. NFL Draft is coming to its newest home, Las Vegas. Watch out. From the red carpet to the draft stage to the Bellagio fountain, college football's best set their sights on a lifelong dream that nobody has covered ever before like the NFL Network will that weekend. Find out where the next wave of NFL stars will be playing on April 23rd through the 25th, live from Las Vegas. I can't believe that's real. The future is here. Joe Burrow.
And there's boats.
And there's boats. And there's Mekhi Becton.
Hey, guys, we can't have Good Morning Football if we're not going to talk about the Cowboys. We got to talk about what Jerry Jones says about having Dez Bryant back. He mentioned something about thinking about him while in the shower. Yep. And luckily we have Jay Slater.
Surprised you'd make a comment like
everything
that.
about the Cowboys. No. Jay, can you break this down for us when we get back?
Oh, I can't wait.
The NFL season is 17 weeks, 32 teams, 256 games, plus preseason and playoffs. That's over 50,000 plays. Like this one, each generating thousands of data points that can help the NFL understand player health and safety like never before. With Amazon Web Services technology, we'll simulate in-game scenarios millions of times to pinpoint where and how we can advance player safety. And that's building a better game.
Pain, swelling, stiffness. When your hands hurt, you can't function. Until now. Introducing the new CopperFit compression gloves with Sure Grip technology to give you more power, more control, and more agility than ever. Our most advanced copper-infused compression fabric woven into an ultra-lightweight performance glove that fits like a second skin to support relief and recovery of sore muscles and painful joint stiffness. And new Sure Grip bands built in to provide a strong, non-slip grip for more power and control.
You need total control of your hands when you're doing anything with construction. Your hands are your livelihood. The CopperFit gloves are great. The grip is outstanding here with these different ribs. It makes my hand a lot more usable. It just feels like you're just ready to start the job.
The gloves have been a game changer for me. They help with flexibility and pain and soreness. They allow me to do my job even better.
Breathable wicking fabric with an open finger design for full range of motion, feel, and control.
They relieve my pain. When I grab something, I'm not in pain. The support or whatever magic these things do, I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter to me what it is, it works.
I get a lot of pain, and it can make it difficult to do the smallest thing. While I'm wearing this, I do not have any pain. I can use it on the keyboard, I can use my phone, I drive with it, I sleep with it. I love this glove.
The new CopperFit compression gloves with Sure Grip technology. Relief from painful muscle and joint soreness. Guaranteed or your money back. Call 1-800-249-2701 or on the web at getcopperfitgloves.com for only $19.99. Order right now and your shipping is free.
I tried it, I use it, I know it works.
CopperFit gloves definitely just make my life better.
I've used CopperFit before. This has helped my hands so much. These things work.
Feel better with copper-infused compression. Ask for it by name. CopperFit compression gloves.
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning. Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, a special 2-hour recap of the 2020 Scouting Combine. Whose stock went up, whose draft plan went up in smoke. The speed, the size, and one giant surprise. Tonight, 6 Eastern.
Welcome to the NFL Draft. This is what an MVP does. There goes Barkley. Oh, baby.
I think they got the best player in the draft.
The Heisman winner, the champion, Joe Burrow, arguably the best college football season ever.
Chase Young.
He's tough. He's an instant playmaker.
The legend of Tua Tagovailoa has begun.
Justin Herbert is going to end with a Pac-12 championship and a Rose Bowl victory.
With the first pick.
Yo, it's DeMarcus Lawrence, and you're watching Good Morning Football.
Yeah,
What's up,
okay.
T-Law? All right, well, time for Will Sullivan, the newsroom out in Culver City. I filled in for this guy once. This is a rough shift. You always have so much energy and enthusiasm at this hour.
Oh, thanks. I try to. I think for 4 years I've been getting up at 1 in the morning, but I try to match the energy that all of you have there inside the studio, which isn't easy to do. But either way, it is a fun shift. And as you've seen, Jane, these guys are unpredictable as all get out. And we are only, 40 minutes into the first hour. So hang in there and have fun. Meanwhile, we are learning more and more what Jameis Winston was playing with last season. A broken thumb and poor eyesight. That's the perpetual squinting which led him to get LASIK eye surgery. But that's not all. Not even close. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reporting Winston underwent surgery to repair a torn meniscus that needed to be trimmed. These issues may explain why he tossed 33 touchdowns with 30 picks. Winston's future in Tampa, of course, remains very much up in the air. Now, on the topic of Tampa, continuing, Rap Sheet also reporting the Bucs are strongly considering using the franchise tag on Shaq Barrett if they can't reach a long-term deal. This would have an effect on Jameis Winston. If the Bucs tag Barrett, then they can't tag Winston and vice versa. Barrett with a career year leading the NFL with 19.5 sacks in 2019. Now, another pass rusher would like to stay where he is. This, of course, depends on whether the money will be there as well. Jadeveon Clowney telling ESPN he would definitely like to return to Seattle, but is also open to new opportunities if it comes down to that. He had 3 sacks, a pick, and 4 forced fumbles in 13 games last season. Another pass rusher was part of our NFL Scouting Combine coverage, Cam Jordan, also friend of the show. NFL Network's Mike Silver reporting Jordan played the final 5 games of the season and the Pro Bowl with an adductor muscle torn off the bone. He suffered the injury in the loss to the 49ers. Now, Jordan underwent core muscle surgery 2 days after the Super Bowl, and he should be ready for training camp. Boy, his pain tolerance to be able to do that. I get a little raspy voice, Shane. I am done for 2 to 3 weeks. I can't handle things.
I'm soft, too. I admit it, Will.
Yeah,
we all are. That's fall off the bone. It sounds like barbecue stuff. But we love him, of course. He's always great on TV and great on the field. We'll get back to you in a minute, but we got to talk some Cowboys.
Yep.
Okay. Jane, nobody in the industry more plugged in than you about the Cowboys. You heard Jerry last week mention that about a possible Des Bryant reunion. He's been thinking about it in the shower. That was his quote, which everybody laughed at, but I actually think is actually significant. What do you think of the quote, and what do you think of the likelihood that number 88 could be back with the Cowboys?
Well, on the quote, I used to have a radio show in Dallas called the Elfin Slater Show, and so Jerry would come on once a week, and we would interview him. And when he would talk to us, he was typically driving his car, he was having breakfast, and he's constantly in movement. Like, we'd hear him tapping the spoon on the side of a coffee mug or thumping his hands against the car. And, you know, typically you're like, hey, it's radio, you know, but you don't tell Jerry anything, right?
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I think I've often joked that this man doesn't sleep. It's pretty amazing. I think he's one of those guys that has a notepad next to his bed.
An
every
idea
night
pad.
He's taking notes,
Sure.
right?
Vampire Diaries.
But what I thought was fascinating about this, I had gone out and done a sit-down interview with Des Bryant with my producer Bobby Belton in Dallas. We have a podcast for Fox and the Herd. It's called the Boys and Girl Podcast. And Des and I sat down 4 hours after he'd gotten cut from the Cowboys. It was an emotional day. Of course, he name-checked some people over the summer. I thought he had fractured some relationships within the organization. I was there with him when he got picked up by the Saints, cut 2 days later because he was turning upfield and he, tore his Achilles. And so I think a lot of people sort of dismiss this idea of a comeback. And my argument's been, if you know where Des came from and where he got, a return is not that improbable for a guy that has willed himself past everything he grew up with. With that being said, he was very candid about where his mind was at. He got really depressed and really struggled with a lot of things after he got cut from the Cowboys. And he said, I asked him, I said, you had a chance to go to Cleveland, the Ravens. Do you regret it? And he said, no, my head wasn't right. His head has been right. He reached out to Stephen Jones himself. He doesn't even have his agent doing this stuff. Reached out to Stephen Jones, and he told me he was encouraged by the fact that Steven's typically pretty blunt with him, and Steven did not rule out the possibility of him coming back, and that's fueled him even more. So now we're seeing him at Apex in Fort Worth, Patrick Mahomes throwing to him. Guys, he's showing up 15 to 20 minutes ahead of his workouts, which if you've covered him the way that I have, that was one of the big knocks on Des. You're not going to physical therapy. Your body's not in shape. You're not... are you setting a bad example for young receivers in the room? And he was candid. He said, no one's paying me to do this. football's important to me. My daughter asked me, Daddy, are you ever going to play football again? He said, and that gutted me. And the fact that Stephen Jones didn't turn him down, he said he is now motivated more than ever. And so I was shocked that not only did Jerry not dismiss this, but there is a strong possibility they're going to go to his workout, because Dez is literally practicing. If this is the Cowboys facility, here is the performance center he's practicing at. He is making sure that they have no excuses not to come over and at least give him a look. And I think this Amari Cooper thing is going to be intriguing. Yeah. What they do with, obviously, the draft. Michael Gallup, I think, is a superstar. Kay Adams, and I think he's, coming a long way. But I think what's important about Dez, you add him to this roster, maybe bring him into training camp and say, you're going to go on the practice squad. You have to work your way up.
Wow.
Humble him a bit, because I think he's in a humble place. But seeing him work with guys like Corey Coleman and Lil Jordan Humphrey to work out, this is a guy I think you want in your receiver room. Yeah. I think he builds up the guys around him. There were people showing up at the facility when we tweeted out we were there, throwing up the X and waiting for autographs. His light, his energy is still very iconic in Dallas. And quite frankly, I feel like that team sort of needed a player like that since he's been gone.
No doubt about it. Listen, and Dez said he had something really big planned for 2020, and I feel like this might be it. And speaking of those fractured relationships, one of those was Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett is no longer there. Yeah. So maybe it might be easier for him to walk into that building because some of those individuals that the bridges may be burned with aren't in there.
And over the weekend, he was spotted at Nick and Sam's. It was Michael Gallup's birthday, and he sort of bumped into all the guys. And he said that he's cool with the Sean Lees of the world. He's sort of, the one thing about Dez, yes, there is an emotional element to him, but he's also really good at relationships. And he sort of followed up with these guys. And I think there's a possibility there could be a reunion.
Jane, great stuff.
Jane, awesome.
All right, so what should the Redskins do with the number 2 pick?
Glad you asked.
Could Tua be in D.C. this season, guys? We'll talk about it. And who were the biggest winners in Indy? We're rolling out the red carpet and handing out some Combine Awards, GMFB style.
Is this a little Dua Lipa? What do we got here?
Head & Shoulders stops flakes for 72 hours. That's enough time to learn the didgeridoo. Then play a gig at a local venue, which inspires a groupie named Sue to get a tattoo of you and your do. Stay flake-free for 72. What you do is up to you.
We asked college kids if they would get up early for a Burger King croissant sandwich.
No, it's too early. I didn't even know Burger King had breakfast.
This is good.
This is better than what I usually eat. Definitely worth waking up for it.
The BK croissant sandwich. Get 2 for $4 or 2 doubles for $5. Your way, way better.
Thank you. It's an honor to tell you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I love you!
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. The weekend starts now.
Go some more!
Make the most of every moment. The redesigned 3-row Acadia. Step up to GMC with 0% financing for 72 months on most 2020 Acadia models. Plus, current eligible GM owners get $750 purchase allowance.
If your shirt isn't tucked into your pants, are your pants tucked into your shirt?
When you're getting big-time results from your Constant Contact emails, it's okay to let your mind wander. Try email and our new website builder, free.
Atkins peanut butter cups are my favorite, but I always want one more. You? Yes, Hannah. The answer is yes. Chocolate, peanut butter, and 0 sugar. You can have one more.
Don't wait for a chip like this to crack your whole windshield. With Safelite's exclusive resin, you get a strong repair that you can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a Safelite repair is no cost to you.
Really? Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
March 15th, free agency frenzy begins.
Is in for the touchdown.
And NFL Network is there, reporting on live breaking news.
He can bring that magic with him.
League-wide rumors.
This could be a key addition.
And every blockbuster deal.
This guy's a game wrecker. He's a winner.
Oh, my goodness. That's big time there.
Free agency.
Hey, DK, how come you want to help teamwork?
I'm a big-time gamer. When I found out what Teamworks is doing with the kids, teaching character building, bully prevention, responsible gaming, I had to come check it out.
And we just finished a video message for their camp this week. We're also giving them an atlas, fully wrapped atlas,
for teamwork. This is going to be rolling around. If you see this around town, know that it's going to bless kids in the 253 area code. Auburn Volkswagen.
Making lives better, one Volkswagen at a time.
With DK Metcalf.
Look, it's Malik from Frontier, and this is how he sped up the quintuplets. They had 5 kids, all at one time. Used to be babies, now they need Wi-Fi. They need more speed or nothing will fly. Frontier gave them Wi-Fi that'll scream. Everyone's happy, like a dream. Pat, Beth, Kate, Sue. And don't forget Maureen.
Get Fios 500 meg internet by Frontier for just $39.99 a month before taxes and fees. Frontier, don't go it alone.
Hey, this weekend, the 2020 NFL Combine finished up the on-field drills. There were some incredible performances. So in an effort to honor some of those, we thought we'd give out some Combine awards. Okay. Guys, a little award show. Peter still hasn't seen Parasite, and he's proud of it at this point. I will start us off now with the award we call the Are We Sure This Gentleman Is a Lineman Award. We always see the O-Linemen put on a show. They did this weekend, too. But the guy who blew us all away was my man, Tristan Wirfs, running a 4.8 540, 36.5 vertical, 10.1 broad jump. Schrager, talk about Tristan.
Unbelievable kid from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This thing was absolutely ridiculous. What I love most is mom, Sarah.
Yeah.
And I got to do the whole story. She has worked at the same Target store for 28 years.
Unbelievable.
She has the entire town that's following this young man. Tristan Wirfs is a great kid, and he became a first-round pick and then some this weekend.
Look out.
Gosh, if I can do damage in there on my salary, imagine what you would get on your NFL salary.
Hey, now. Great hot dogs at Target, too. Sneaky great. What's up next, Jen?
All right, it's the That Is Not Normal Award. This award goes to a prospect who did things that are usually not possible for someone of his size and position. This year's award goes to the guy I gave a shout-out earlier, Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah.
Ran a 4.39 40 and at a 39-inch vertical jump.
Come on, Isaiah.
I ran this at Pro Bowl.
How'd it go? What'd you get?
I ran a 5.44, which I thought was respectable, right? But I thought I was going fast. This is trucking it.
Wait, so you're way faster than Rich Eisen.
Yeah,
Dude, don't.
Way faster.
It gets sensitive. We got to be careful there.
Hey, be proud of your speed. Come on now, Jay. It's hard to
As
be
he
fast.
points out, he ran in a suit. So I told him next time I'm in LA, we're gonna
This
step
guy's
up.
240 Simmons and ran a 4.39 40. It is really unbelievable. And the best part is that's not even like the strength of his game, his versatility and everything else he does.
Plays linebacker, DN, safety, corner, put him everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Next up, it's the In the Face Award, which goes to someone who used his head, but not in the way you might think. After day one, South Florida tight end Mitchell Wilcox took the honor. But after this weekend, the true winner of the award is Texans offensive line coach Mike Devlin, who was running the drills with the bags. Watch this footage here. He's watching it as the coach. And kicks him right in the face.
Oh, that's awesome.
Unbelievable. And Devlin even has a grin here. Look at
I love that we've got slow-mo. Can you imagine those guys playing that over and over in the coach's room?
And the best part is he wore the hat. The hat stays on. Mike Devlin, we see you. Great job, coach.
That's the video Nate watches on World Star.
Yes, in the face.
In the face.
In the face.
That's how you make an initial impression, though. They're not going to forget that.
No,
kid.
that's it.
All right. So I got one. This one, it's the One-Hit Wonder Award, which goes to someone who had a big impact on this year's Combine, but it wasn't here for long. The moment that where a guy looks back at this year's winner, Fred the Sled. How about this one, guys? Let's check this out right here. Do we have?
Yeah, let's roll it.
We got a clip. Do we got?
Hate to inform everybody. There are the sleds, lonely, unused, discarded, because, well, couldn't learn very much from him last night, and also somebody decided to term it Fred the Sled. And whoever's at coach's talk, we hear you. Fred the Sled is dead. Sled's dead, baby. Sled's dead.
It's a great day.
You're my boy, Blue. This is what happened. They would lift them. You couldn't push them. They were not very functional. Sometimes
they even had surgery. They removed a plate, and it didn't help.
Sometimes football on a stick is all you need.
Kick slide.
Actually, I'm just a little bit. Sorry.
They used the sleds on Thursday.
Really good. Right? We'll get through it.
The tight end drills, they used the sleds. The NFL quickly looked at it and was like, these don't make sense. Let's get rid of it. Fred the Sled lasted 1 day in our lives. And
kudos to them for adjusting on the fly.
It's not good. It's not working. It's ridiculous.
You know, my favorite moment from the Combine is Rich Eisen does this, a really well-put Pulp Fiction reference. He goes, Sled's dead, baby, Sled's dead. And then out of nowhere, Sean O'Hara, you're my boy, Blue! I mean, Sean, such an on-the-nose, old-school reference. I love you, Sean. I can depend on you for that. So good. God, that's good.
Sled's dead.
Anyway, we have another one, or are we getting out of here? Are they playing us off? How about the Sleeper Award, which goes to a prospect who everyone was not really paying attention to, but after a big performance in Indy, is finally showing up in people's radars. Tough call after so many guys showed up, but showed out. This year's Sleeper Award goes to the only guy in Indy who has a farmer's tan and a serious caffeine addiction. Oh my gosh, it's Peach Trains coming into your living room. Haters want to say it's photoshopped. Peter, look out. What's it like being in that golden tunnel,
It was so good. Shout out to the features team, Mike Darwin, Mike Alstead. We've got Lisa over there. They said, if you really want to do it, we'll do it. We'll let you do the whole thing that the prospects were doing. The best part about this, 3 players, Thaddeus Moss, Henry Ruggs, and Jerry Jeudy all watched me do mine. So they're blasting Childish Gambino and these 3 guys are watching.
Swaggy.
Yeah.
Peter, I want to see the video of them watching.
I went shirtless. I went sleeveless.
You went shirtless. I was like, wait a minute.
Can we get that video?
I need that video.
Wow. It's amazing.
It's pretty cool.
I want to see them. Were they laughing? Were they encouraging?
They were actually very alarmed.
They were probably like
disturbed.
They were like, that's the NFL? Oh, I have a long career.
Who's this guy? I don't have him in my mock draft.
Long snapper.
I'm going up against him?
All right, who should go number 2 overall since we already found our number 1?
Oh, my God.
He's going to Cincy.
Let's go.
You,
I'm
Peter.
going to Washington.
That was
Move
so
over,
good,
Dwayne
Peter.
Haskins.
Hope you like Chilean pasta, Peter.
That's it.
That was so swaggy.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I felt pretty good.
Just located. Original U.S. government Morgan silver dollar. Bulletin, 9:45 a.m. New York. National Collectors Mint releases 2,988 of the last surviving United States minted Morgan silver dollars still in existence. Each coin is 99 to 142 years old. All are guaranteed to be in brilliant uncirculated to fine condition. Each contains over 3/4 of an ounce of pure silver. Will massively increased silver demand in China and India drive the price to $50 again or even higher? Purchases of silver coins and bars are up over 400%, but you can still get the same quality Morgans for our lowest TV price ever. Just $19.90 each. Strict limit of 5 coins per caller. Money back guarantee. Don't miss out. Call now.
To order, call 1-800-457-0821. That's 1-800-457-0821. Strict limit of 5 coins per caller. Call 1-800-457-0821 or log on to realmorgans.com.
I really wanted to see how I could help the inequality in our education system. The name of this book is David Goes to School.
One of the first things he did was send our kids to a writing workshop. He actually went there with them, and that makes a big difference.
I'm proud of what he's doing in the community that he loves.
It's extreme pride to represent where you're from and make people proud.
The hottest new razor is taking the men's grooming world by storm. Micro Touch Solo, the hyper-advanced full-body razor that trims, shapes, edges, and even shaves with micro precision. Dual-sided German stainless steel blade, shave up or down at 200 microstrokes per second. Snap on the guide to perfectly shape your full beard and keep new growth stubble trimmed exactly to your style. Snap it off and remove unwanted hair anywhere. Full body control with one tool. Call 1-800-251-7427 or go online at microtouchsolo.com and get yours now for only $19.99. Complete with German stainless steel blade, pivoting head, built-in spotlight, and 3 custom grooming guides. The all-new MicroTouch Solo Full Body Groomer. The one tool that does it all.
He's the baddest man to catch a football, bar none.
Launches it for the end zone, Jerry Rice!
If you didn't live to Jerry's standard, you weren't a 49er.
If he saw the ball up in the air, he was going to go get it.
Touchdown 49ers!
I get chills knowing how great he was. He changed the way people played that position.
There we go!
I had that hunger, that desire, and I was not going to let anything stand in my way.
Combine week behind us. Joe Burrow still the presumed first overall pick of the draft, but with Tua Tagovailoa, I'm always screw that up.
It's
Guys, my approach.
Tagovailoa.
Healthy, steadily improving.
Tagovailoa.
What does this do for the rest of the draft board? We're breaking it all down right now on Good Morning Football.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Tagovailoa, get it right. We're going to have to because that guy's going to be at the top of the boards. Welcome to Good Morning Football. We are live in New York City. It's Monday, March 2nd. My name is Jane Slater alongside Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, and my guy over here, Kyle Brandt.
Hello. How we doing?
Well, I was doing well till we had that approach.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Tagovailoa.
Tongue is the first syllable.
Tagovailoa. I practiced it a lot this week.
There's an N in there.
There is, yeah.
Time for the lead block.
Let's go.
The lead block. Tagovailoa.
All right, well, let's start with the presumed first overall pick of the 2020 NFL Draft. LSU quarterback Joe Burrow. He caught up with our own Colleen Wolfe and Andrew Hopkins to break down a special photo of himself and one of his idols in the NFL.
I was a Saints fan growing up because of Drew. So this was, that was right before the national championship game. So I was trying to act cool, like talk about the coverages that Clemson was going to play, act like I knew what was going on. But deep down, I was like, that's Drew Brees. Like I'm talking to him.
There it is,
was
Joe.
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did he give you any advice? That's my question.
Not too much. He kind of sat in the background, and then we just talked a little bit after, and then I got to talk with him a little more last week, and we ran really similar offenses with Joe Brady coming from the Saints, so we just talked ball.
The comparisons right now are you and Tom Brady. Your response to that?
Please don't compare me to the best player of all time. All right, let me do my own thing. Don't do that to me, please.
All right.
It's high praise, though.
It is, but it's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
All right, so Joe Burrow says don't compare him to Tom Brady just yet. But he's going to get to do something Tom Brady did not do, which is, we assume, be drafted in the first round of an NFL draft. All right, so guys, assuming that Joe Burrow is, in fact, the guy he's drafted by the Bengals, and given what you saw at the Combine this week, who should the Redskins draft with the second overall pick?
I feel like you go with Chase Young. Let's not overcomplicate things. I know last year they went with Montez Sweat, who was also a guy that can run fast and get after the quarterback, a little banged up last year. But you think about the young nucleus of talent that they have on the defensive side of the ball to help a guy like Dwayne Haskins. One thing you need when you have a quarterback that's still developing, you need a good run game, some receivers that can catch the rock for him, but more importantly on the defensive side, a defense that you're building that could eventually win games for you while the young quarterback is learning on the fly. Go with Chase Young so he can chase those young quarterbacks.
It's amazing. He's so good. And Young, when I brought his name up to one talent evaluator, said, Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney and Mario Williams all went first overall. He's more polished, and he's probably a better player than those guys coming out of college. So you're saying the best defensive talent ever in the last 10 years for the draft, this guy might be better. And yet... I look at that Redskins roster. Look at what the Redskins' strength of their roster is. It's all about their defensive line already. They are loaded at defensive line. Back-to-back years, they took Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne in the first round. Matt Ioannidis had a big contract this offseason and went out and played even better. Montez Sweat's a first-round pick. You add in these five guys, and then, of course, Kerrigan, who doesn't seem to age and gets on. So that is right there, not just 3 or 4. That's 5 defensive linemen that are already really talented.
Chase Young would be bringing sand to the beach?
Chase Young is... if we're talking about team needs and where we're going from here, Chase Young might be the best out of all those guys eventually, but it's certainly not going to necessarily be their need. To me, go Tua.
Why?
Go Tua. If Tua is everything that everyone says, and Tua is this all-world leader, and Tua can set your franchise bar, don't feel hamstrung by them taking a quarterback with a previous regime. The guy who picked him, Bruce Allen, is not there anymore. The guy who was his coach, Jay Gruden, is not there anymore. Fresh start. When you took the job in Washington, Ron Rivera, without interviewing anywhere else, I am assuming you were told by Dan Snyder, do whatever you want. This is your team now. I'm handing you the reins. Tua, to me, you wait a year. I don't know if it's Dwayne Haskins next season and Tua is competing with him, and there's a good fiery competition. If you trade Haskins, like the Cardinals did with Josh Rosen because they loved Kyler Murray, but don't not take Tua for the wrong reasons. The wrong reasons would be not taking Tua because you already have someone that someone else drafted. If you love Haskins, then great, stay with Haskins. But let the Tua conversation happen. Don't close that door. This guy could be a franchise changer.
That'd be big. And I think you have to get rid of Haskins. Like, you weren't going to keep Rosen.
Can't have them both there, right?
I don't think so. Let's take a little look at Dwayne Haskins' Twitter. First, back in January, Chase Young announces he's going to join the NFL. He's going to leave Ohio State. Redskins have the number 2 pick. Look what Dwayne Haskins tweeted in response to Chase Young saying, I'm going to leave Ohio State. He says, see you soon, winky face. Meaning, a lot of people interpret that as, well, we're going to be teammates now.
When was this? What week was this?
January, early January,
All right.
okay? So now people are saying, whoa, I'm not so sure. How about more recently, during the Combine, the last few days when everybody's talking like Peter, pissed off for greatness. That was Dwayne Haskins' response in response to, my team's going to take quarterback. They're going to take Tua. I look at this as a fan about, like, what is the plan here? A first-round quarterback. Generally, I'm against that, and yet now I don't think it's that crazy. I'll tell you why. Last year with the Cardinals, not only did they get rid of Josh Rosen, they passed on Nick Bosa. Like, they could have had him. He was the Chase Young in this equation because why? They loved Kyler. Is anybody blaming them for doing that right now? They made the right choice. There is no allegiance to Dwayne Haskins. We spent a mid-first-round pick on him. Maybe we saw him on the field and didn't like it. Maybe we saw him off the field and didn't like it. And if you love Tua that much, never mind Chase Young, never mind Dwayne Haskins. The quarterback is everything. People will forget you drafted 2 in a row. Get the guy if you love him that much.
I'm glad you brought up the Rosen-Kyler Murray comparison because think how much heat the Cardinals took for that move. You go out and you get Josh Rosen. It felt very sloppy the way they handled it. And then Kyler Murray, I think, has really sort of moved them in the future. And now they can sort of address their other needs on this team. Yeah. Then you can also make the argument, look what the Browns have done. They keep picking the wrong quarterbacks over the years and how that set them back. I do believe that Dwayne Haskins had the injury. There was a lot of instability and dysfunction within the organization in terms of not everyone was on the same page. Dwayne got hurt. Do we really know what he's capable of? This is a guy that wanted to be in D.C. for that matter. This was a hometown kid. I kind of feel like you can't jump ship on him just yet.
That's fair.
That's my thought.
I'm right there with you. In that Detroit game, and I know the Redskins fan, and Ron Rivera spoke about, against Detroit, he looked great at the end of the season. Like, Haskins really showed some signs. But to me, if you love Tua, and if you really think this is the next 15 years and you're going to be there, you can't not take him because there's someone else who someone else picked.
I think the difference, too, the opposite of that would be, look what the Bears are going through. Like, the Bears are like, Trubisky, and we don't want to hear anybody else, and that's the opposite. I think the difference there is Ryan Pace, the Bears GM, he drafted Trubisky. Peter's point with the Redskins is everybody's gone. Dwayne Haskins is nobody's guy who's there. Fresh start. It's actually kind of nice as a fan base. Maybe we get the guy we really want. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's worth a conversation, to your point, though. Let's make our way down the draft board now that we have the first and second picks taken care of. Who should the Lions and Giants then be looking for when they draft the 3rd and 4th overall picks? I think this is also going to be very interesting.
No doubt.
If I'm the Lions, I'm taking Jeff Okudah. Okay, Jeff Okudah was the #1 prospect in college at the position. He is 15 years, going to be a lockdown corner. That's what everyone says. He's the most polished guy. If I'm the Giants, I'm looking at all these great players, and I can't deny Mekhi Becton, what I saw this past week. I'm looking at Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. Who's going to be blocking these guys? Mekhi Becton put on such a show. I know it seems early to draft an offensive tackle all the way at number 4 with a guy who maybe wasn't even the bona fide #1 tackle in college last year. But I'm looking at this mountain of a man and saying, just plug him in right there, and someone please protect my young players. I don't know what Nate Solder's future is with the Giants. I'm not sure if Nate Solder's even a Giant next season. I do know Mekhi Becton's going to be starting at left tackle for someone next year. Why not be the Giants and protect 2 young corner pros?
Yeah, you're looking at a mountain of a man. I'm looking at a man who's a monster. I'm looking at Isaiah Simmons. And I believe these guys, both of these teams, could use an individual like that. We're talking the 30th and 31st ranked defense. So right there, these guys need an instant boost on the defense side of the ball. And they both have needs at the defensive line in linebacker position. So you're literally getting a guy that can do both. You got a linebacker. He can play a little bit of D-line. He can come off the edge, play safety if you want him to. And he ran a faster time than Saquon Barkley. Like, what more do you need to convince a team that he's the man for the job than a dude on the other side of the ball that is as fast as your superstar running back?
You guys are looking at Simmons. If I'm on those teams, I'm looking at my phone. Absolutely. I'm looking for trades. I'm looking for King's ransoms. If Tua has not been taken, if Herbert has not been taken, some of these teams, like the Colts, the Bucks, the Raiders, who would have to trade so much to move up this
trades
week.
at draft
Hell
time.
yes, I do. We don't need a quarterback, and we got the 3 pick. I'm hearing offers trying to give us a King's ransom, set us up for 5 years. I want to trade that pick. I do.
Open for business? Is that what Gettleman said?
Open for business, baby.
I am so excited to start this draft this offseason for you to see. There's some good stuff going on right now. All right, well, Henry Ruggs ran a blazing 40, but we've got a piece of video that might be even more impressive.
What do you got?
You'll have to wait. And if I said you should put scrambled eggs, Gatorade into a smoothie, and cottage cheese, what would you say?
Kyle, did you eat yet?
I'm going to drink this. Next segment, I'm drinking it. I'm ready. Let's
Red Gatorade on top.
Everyone loves the benefits of compression socks, but they're just so hard to get on. Until now. Introducing the all-new Copperfit Energy Socks, redesigned for the first ever easy on, easy off fit to help reduce swelling, relieve tired, achy muscles, and provide energizing support. A new blend of stretch fabric for the most comfortable, easy on, easy off compression fit.
Being a SWAT commander, we train to win. The Copperfit Energy Socks, they didn't feel like other compression socks. They totally exceeded my expectations.
Our most powerful copper-infused fabric, woven into our easy on, easy off compression sock to help reduce swelling discomfort from prolonged sitting or standing.
I'm 38 and a half weeks pregnant. Copperfit Energy Socks worked beautifully.
Extra support around the arch and ankles for increased support and relief of muscle aches and pains.
I'm so excited about these socks. I'm so much more energized to go do things after a day of work. They just slip right on, yet they still have that same compression that you want.
A soft cushion footbed for all-day comfort.
I'm on my feet at least 9 to 10 hours a day. These were fantastic. A lot of compression socks are a little too thin, especially for what I do. With Copperfit, I could wear these every day.
Feel more energized. Feel more active. Just feel better.
They just hug your leg. It relieves all the pressure that you have. I have so much energy, I can go, hey, you want to dance?
The first ever easy on, easy off compression sock. The most comfortable compression sock you will ever wear. Get your Copperfit Energy Socks now online at GetEnergySocks.com for only $19.99. Call 1-800-343-4501. Order right now and we'll include a second pair of compression socks free.
I've never felt anything like it before.
No more pain, no more swelling, no more achy, tired feet.
I can never go back to regular compression socks again.
Don't settle for ordinary. Ask for the original by name, Copperfit Energy Socks.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, a special 2-hour recap of the 2020 Scouting Combine. Whose stock went up, whose draft plan went up in smoke, the speed, the size, and one giant surprise. Tonight, 6 Eastern.
All this week, we're replaying every episode of the NFL 100 All-Time Team.
It's hard to get there, and it's so hard to win it.
Being the company of these men, pretty sweet.
This is NFL Network, the place where football and culture collide. It's the collision of the GOATs and the MCs.
Tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
With the fashion and the food.
I promise you're gonna love it here. Eat it.
Slammed in with the fans, the stands, and the 12th man. Mashed up with the music.
It's a real big culture moment right now.
And the movies.
I started watching the show years ago.
Mixed in with the X's and O's and the oohs and ahs.
Are you kidding me?
It's the fantasy.
You can't steer away from Hopkins, but you can certainly take Adams over.
And the reality. It's the access.
People are going to count us out every week.
And the attitude.
Say it to management or shut your mouth and put your money on the line.
It's the trash talk.
Go quick.
And the crazy talk.
More bricks out of fire. Let's go.
It's all here, all day, every day. Because there's no such thing as too much football.
Thanks for starting your week with us here on Good Morning Football. We'll stop inside the NFL Network newsroom. Before hitting the field at the NFL Scouting Combine, Ohio State's Jeff Okudah joined our guy, Pete Schrags, and clarified the Buckeyes DBU moniker for all the Ohio State defensive backs in the NFL. Okudah saying they actually call themselves BIA, Best in America. Okudah, widely regarded as the top cornerback available in this year's NFL draft, gave prospective teams a bit of a scare when he landed on the ground hard after a leaping catch during position drills. He spoke with our very own Colleen Wolfe shortly after and gave an update on how he was feeling.
Jeff Okudah hanging out with us. Listen, you scared us a little bit. What happened out there?
Jump for the ball.
We just saw this tweet, so we were like, okay, we think it's all good.
I landed awkward, so it took me out for precautionary reasons. Came back, had PRs in the vert and the broad jump, so it's all good over here, like as you can see.
That's what we want to hear. Meanwhile, we did a Funderlick test as well as a Burleson on former Colorado receiver Laviska Shenault Jr., so we're fans of his work and now his pain tolerance. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport also reporting Shenault underwent surgery to repair a core muscle injury he played through this season. And according to Ian, his recovery should be 6 to 8 weeks. He should be healthy for the start of the season, which is good news. He did participate in the NFL Scouting Combine. Talk about a stud there. And if ever a prospect was ever meant to go to one team, it's Alabama linebacker Terrell Lewis, who definitely should end up with the Ravens. Here's why. He grew up in the D.C. area, and his name combines two Baltimore greats, Terrell Suggs and Ray Lewis. Terrell Lewis says he grew up watching the Ravens. And one more link. Lewis says while at Alabama, he won the Ozzie Newsome Most Improved Freshman Award. So, of course, Ozzie Newsome, the former GM of the Ravens. I mean, this is certainly meant to be. Terrell Lewis, he needs to be a Raven. That's just the way it is. If your name is Michael Stonebreaker, you are a linebacker. I don't care who you are. You're a linebacker. You're meant to be. So that is what I'm thinking. It's got to be a Raven.
There's a good Alabama contingent there with the Ravens. Of course, Marlon Humphrey, the number one corner, and Alabama Crimson Tide as well. Thank you, Will Selva. We appreciate it. Look, we learned a lot of things at this year's Combine, but not one thing compared to finding out about St. John's offensive line Ben Bart's special smoothie recipe. Guys, after talking about how he gained 70 pounds for the Combine at his press conference, Colleen Wolfe, the intrepid Colleen Wolfe, interviewed Ben Barch and had him walk through his smoothie recipe and actually give it a whirl. Take a watch.
Tell me about the smoothie that you would make yourself.
Well, you know, these are pretty healthy ingredients somewhat, and great for calories and protein, and getting ahead on your calorie intake in the mornings. So
that's what I've been looking to do.
I can absolutely tell. You know,
Yeah.
we're doing that. Let's go ahead and put it together.
All right, cool. So. Is there a science to this? Do you always do the grits first or no?
Not
Doesn't
really.
matter.
No.
You just throw it all in.
She's all
the
going to get
blender.
blended. Anyways,
Okay. Is this a certain measurement or?
We can just toss it all in if you want.
Cool.
Make a big one, maybe throw on the plate too.
Okay.
If you don't know. All right, you gotta put in the peanut butter.
I have a question here. Though, like, why scrambled eggs? Why wouldn't you just put like the egg in?
I don't know. I was afraid of getting food poisoning. To
Really?
be honest.
Am I putting all of this in?
You can, as much as you want. You don't have to do it all.
Well, okay. I feel like that's going to help the